ọmọ Ìbàràpá lápapọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Akin ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ tìlé tó kó ẹ̀mí àbọ̀ ẹ bá ń kọ́mọ Adéyẹmọ Chief Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho orúkọ ńlá tí ń jámọ́ láyà bí àrá orúkọ tó ń dẹ́rù bo lórúkọ gan-an ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn o torí pé bùrà a kò lè fojú kégbodò láyé títa ríro lẹ̀dá ń kọlà wúrà tó máa dán alànà kọjá dandan o ọ̀wọ́n irin ní má bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀nà ẹ̀dá kan ò lè ṣì wá lọ́nà mọ́ ẹjẹ́ àfìmọ̀ṣọ̀ kan ká lè débi re ẹjẹ́ àjọ gbárùkù ti Sunday Ìgbòho ṣá ọmọ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ nílùú Alágbàdo Òde ọmọ atapẹ̀tẹ̀ wọnú omi ọmọ gèdèlè wodò sànyà ìsànyà ò rẹ́ràn bàbá yín láàrin ìdí omi kò sì náà ń kán sí yín lẹ́nu ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta òkè Ìgbòho ìkan ń ṣe yín ní dábọ̀dàbọ̀ ìkan ní mọ́ rọra ìkan tó kù nígbà tí wọ́n ò mọ̀ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ kí ló dé Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ sí ọmọ òpópó sanran ìgbàgede Ìgbòho sùn wọn láláìsí bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọn ní kó ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó máa kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀sìn òní bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ bẹ́sìn bá bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho áfíkan pọpọ sí amúkan yòókù bọ sànyà àtúmúyà rẹ̀ tí ò lọ́rọ̀ gbọ́ àfiṣẹrù wálé wàrà mòjé ọmọ onílé ọlà àwọn àjòjì tó ń ṣe ségesège tọ́láwọn òní bomi kó sí mu wọ́n láwọn òní bomi sànyà wẹsẹ̀ ìgbà tójú kò fi rí ńkọ́ gbogbo wọn náà sáré bomi kó sí mu wọ́n sì bomi sànyà wẹsẹ̀ ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òde ayé ọ̀kan ṣẹ́ ọ̀kan tẹ̀ ọ̀kan tó kù ní gbogbo ayé ti ránṣọ kiri gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá Sunday Ìgbòho onírèlẹ̀ láéláé torí àbá lásán nìkan ń dá òkúta ò ṣe gbé fún wọn o ìmọ̀ràn lásán ni ti balùwẹ̀ kò pọ́sibú kó dòdò láyé ń bí ó kún díẹ̀ títọ́ domi láéláyé ìtọ́ mi lè domi Sunday Ìgbòho arógun má ti dí tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ Yorùbá ní tilé tó kó.
Ìgbà ọ̀tun ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò tún ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà kò ṣẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà kò ṣẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn o àsìkò ti tó ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ti tó ọmọ Odùduwà kò ṣẹlẹ́sìmẹ̀sìn mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn o. ọmọ Odùduwà rìpọ́blìkì asọ̀wàsọ̀wọ̀ asọ̀wàsọ̀mọ́ asọ̀wàsálàfíà àìkúbalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yàmọ́ àfẹ́lẹ́sìmẹ̀sìmọ́ àwọn ìjọba wa ara wọn nìkan ló ń jà fún ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé rìpọ́blìkì láwùjẹ Odùduwà rìpọ́blìkì ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé lárugẹ kó lè san wá sówó kó lè san wá sọ́mọ asọ̀wàsálàfíà àìkúbalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ àní àsìkò yìí ti tó ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò yìí ti tó sẹ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn o. ẹ jẹ́ ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn gbogbo àgbààgbà Yorùbá látòrí emeritus professor Banji Akintoye comrade mi ń kọ́ Victor Taiwo olóyè Sunday Ìgbòho ẹ bá mi tọ́jú bàbá tèmi ààrẹ Gani Adams àti gbogbo Yorùbá akíkanjú ọmọ Yorùbá tó wà lókè òkun látòrí Mr. Adékúnlé Adépọ̀jù àní ìgbà ọ̀tun ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà.
Again. No going back. Ìgbòho òòṣà iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ ń tẹ̀síwájú. Mr. Koiki ẹ ṣé o, àwọn ọmọ mi ló kí yín o. Àwọn ọmọ mi ló kí yín o. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, a máa délẹ̀ lérí o lórúkọ Jésù. Yorùbá nation.
And a very good evening and welcome to Koiki Media Live. 9:42 p.m. local time from London. Ẹ má bínú, comrade plan B. Mo ṣe jí láìpẹ́ ni, so ẹ má bínú pé we are running late. So the podcast might go into a bit late tonight. Ẹ má bínú, mo apologize fún ẹ̀yin followers. That's why I don't want to like to give time, but time by in my jáde, because tí bá ti sọ pé time by tí n bá lọ jáde, èèyàn ti di òpùrọ́ nìyẹn. Ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ ti ń purọ́, wọn náà máa fẹ́wọ́ díẹ̀díẹ̀. Ọlọ́run máa sọ wá di òpùrọ́. Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin lólùfẹ́ wa. Ẹ jẹ́ n kọ́kọ́ kí ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ. I just spoke to her and just before I started the program some few minutes ago. Ẹ kú ìnáwó. She's doing her own little bit by making sure that this Ramadan, just as so many people will be doing, ìtòlùkàlùkù wa bá lè ṣe ní ìwọ̀nba kéékèèké tá a bá lè ṣe, ẹ jẹ́ ká ràn àwọn èèyàn lọ́wọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe voluntary tí Ramadan ní ká ṣe. Àwa tàdé ń jẹ ọ̀sán náà, ẹ má yẹ ká máa jẹ níṣojú àwọn èèyàn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa dọ́gbọ́n jẹ ni, ká má máa jẹ́ pé èmi rè ẹrí mi, èmi rè ẹrí mi. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, mo kí bàbá wa Kúnlé Usman. Ó ní I am happy to always be hearing good news from you. A máa dúpẹ́ pé èyí tẹ̀ láìkí pé ń gbọ́ good news látọ̀dọ̀ wa. Some does not like what we do. Prince Adeola, mo kí gbogbo àwọn Koiki Media team, àwọn nigi lẹ́yìn mi tí ẹ bá ń gbọ́ Koiki, ẹ support wa. Mo ní kan náà àwọn ọmọ wa kan fẹ́ ṣe ìyàwó, òun dẹ̀ ní gbòógì èèyàn wa nílé. Àǹtí mi mo tẹ̀tí get back sí wọn. Ẹ̀yin lẹ̀lẹ́ ní tá bá ti nídìí nǹkan ká máa bá yín sọ. Introduction ẹ̀ máa wáyé ní weekend yìí. So we are doing what we can do so that káwa náà lè support ẹ̀. Bẹ́ bá ṣe ń support wa, àwa náà lè máa tọ́jú àwọn tí wọ́n bá wa ṣiṣẹ́ nísàlẹ̀. I have mo wọnú chat group wa ní ọ̀sán ẹ̀. There is 28 of us apart from tabayọ mẹ́rin kúrò nínú list yẹn, because number mẹ́ta lèmi tẹ̀ ń lò níbẹ̀, méjì ká tẹ̀ sọ pé mẹ́ta, okay, ó di 25. Tábà tún yọ̀yàn méjì kúrò, ó kù 23. So I have 23 strong team. Àwọn kan ẹ̀ ní gbúrò wọn rárá lórí social media, and they are working quietly because of the nature of their job. So ẹ continue láti support wa, so that káwa náà lè make sure pé à ń tọ́jú àwọn tí gbogbo yín fi ń gbọ́ Koiki. Àwọn tí ní kémi má wálé, wọ́n ní kémi ṣáà jókòó pa sílùú òyìnbó, kí máa fi education gbogbo táwọn èèyàn mọ̀ tó ọ̀gbọ́ rí, kí máa jẹ́ káwọn máa gbọ́. But àwọn wà nílé, àwọn á máa ṣe gbogbo tí ẹ̀mí bá nídìí láti ṣe kó tó di pé Elédùmarè á tún fa ìrìn àjò mi wá sílé, because everybody knows if I go to Nigeria, I will be a target. Everybody knows that. So ẹ má sọ fún mi pé kí n wálé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́ ẹ sọ fún mi, èmi gan mọ̀. I am a target because I am the most closest person. Well, at least after the Oloye family, I cannot say I am the closest, ìyàwó ṣì wà, kọ́lọ́n bá wa dá wọn sí dáadáa, àwọn ìyàwó wọn wà, àwọn ọmọ wà, lẹ́yìn àwọn yẹn o, èmi ni mo tún close mọ́ CSI. So going to Nigeria is a high risk for me at this time, and everybody knows that. Tíyàn bá dẹ̀ ń jàjàǹgbara, wọ́n ní ẹni tó bá wà láyé, òun ló lè jàjà yẹn. Ọ̀nà mẹ́ta ni, is either you are killed. So táwọn kan bá ní Ọlọ́run, Mr. Koiki, Ọlọ́run ló ní kẹ́ má sí lọ́dọ̀ Ìgbòho níjọ́ yẹn, wọ́n á máa pa mí àbí So but the message cannot be killed. But Ọlọ́run fi jẹ́ kí n wà níbẹ̀ ló ṣe jẹ́ kí n ṣe wà níbí báyìí lénìí. Because tó bá jẹ́ pé mi ni mo wà nílé pẹ̀lú wọn níjọ́ yẹn, Koiki lélẹ̀ pam, ọ̀tọ̀lúwẹ̀ lọ nìyẹn, and the rest will be history. But I am still here. The other one is, èèyàn lè wà nínú prison, ẹni tó bá ń jàjàǹgbara. So you are likely to be in the prison at some time, but nobody knows when. Gbogbo yín kúkú mọ̀ pé, well, wọ́n máa mú CSI, even though we have foreseen such after the DSS released the message pé anywhere tó bá ti rí CSI ó dè mọ́lẹ̀ because ìjọba ń wá. But màá sọ àwọn kan tí ẹ̀yin ò mọ̀ lálẹ́ yìí lórí àwọn criminal kan tó ń bá wa gbé nínú Nàìjíríà. Tí n bá pronounce orúkọ wọn dáadáa, ìyàwó mi ti try láti correct mi dáadáa, ẹ máa gbà bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n ń pè àwọn kan ní Chagoury family. I hope I pronounce them very well. Wọ́n wà lára àwọn tí mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí lálẹ́ yìí. Àwọn ni criminal tán operate nínú Nàìjíríà tí federal government ò kí ń wá. Ojú bàbá yẹn lélẹ̀. So let me put his face there. But and we're going to come back to him later. Mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ wojú yẹn. This conversation tonight is going to focus more on this family. Àwọn wo ni wọ́n? Báwo ló ṣe di ẹni tó ń control nǹkan tó pọ̀ nínú Nàìjíríà lénìí? Ìgbòho tó jọmọ Yorùbá tí ó ń béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ àwọn èèyàn ẹ̀, he became a target. Wọ́n fi lọ pamọ́ nulé, àwọn kan ló pọ́n lẹ́sẹ̀, ó fò fẹ́ǹsì jáde ni, ó ṣe kinní kan. Ìgbòho dẹ̀ náà òun rìn kọjá lára wọn ni, Ọlọ́run ló ní ẹ̀mí òun. Tó bá ní àwọn tó rí chief ní after the July 1st attack, mo wà lára àwọn tó rí wọn. Kódà ó bọ́ gbogbo aṣọ fún mi, not pé kí n wo, kò sí kankan tó ṣe, ṣámúṣámú lára bàbá wa. Kódà ìjọ Saturday rally Lagos yẹn, Ìgbòho sì tún sọ fún wa pé ká máa gbáradì ká lọ sí bá mi máa ká tún ṣe yẹn, ṣe jẹ́ ká ṣe sùúrù díẹ̀. Ẹ mọ̀ pé mo ti ní ọ̀nà mẹ́ta ni ẹni tó jẹ́ freedom fighter, mo ti sọ ti kú fún yín sódà kẹ má ṣẹ́rí ẹ̀yìn ò ní láti sọ fún èmi mọ̀. Ṣẹ́rí àbọ̀rọ̀ máa fẹ́ máa pòwe fún mi pé ìtagbédá èmi mọ̀ pé ó lè mú kú wá, but Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kó mú kú fúnra wa. Ikú á máa yẹ̀ lórí wa lọ́nà kanà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ń mo sọ fún yín kò ń ṣe pé àwọn tèmi náà ní lẹ́yìn ìyá tó bí mi, ìyàwó tí mo fẹ́, wọ́n ń ṣàìsùn lójoojúmọ́, so kò sí tàbí ńbẹ̀. Tèmi bá tẹ̀ ń sùn tí bá ń dánú bàbá yìí ti sùn lọ, àwọn ìyàwó tí mo ní ṣàdúrà lójoojúmọ́. So aya tèmi ò já lórí nǹkan tí mo gbé dání, ọkàn mi balẹ̀ pa. Kò sọ̀rọ̀ tí mo lè sọ, àwọn ọba ni mo ní bú mọ́, jọlọ ti ní kí n má bá àwọn ọba kì í fi wọ́n sílẹ̀, but màá máa pè wọ́n ṣàkíyèsí. Ṣé wá rí gbogbo àwọn olórí burúkú politician yín látòkè délẹ̀, kò sí kankan tí mo lè ṣépè fún. They are all criminals as far as I'm concerned. They are criminals. They are bastard. Wọ́n ti tàn yín dànù. Sórí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń sọ pé wọ́n ti Ibo fi gba Lagos, a máa lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn Chagoury lálẹ́. Ẹ wá ṣàlàyé fún mi báwo ló ṣe wà powerful nínú Lagos State. Màá ṣàlàyé débẹ̀, mo mú bọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni. So lẹ́yìn tíyàn bá ti kú tó ń ṣe jàǹgbara tí kò dẹ̀ sí nínú prison, Ìgbòho was kept in the prison nítorí èmi àti ẹni. Inú àgbàlá ẹ̀ ló wúrí yẹn. He had no reason to join Yorùbá nation. A lè máa sọ fún kó náà òun bàbá Gani Adams nísìn, bàbá yẹn kàn rọra dọ́gbọ́n ọgbọgbọ́n dàgbàlagbà fi ń sá fún màálùú. Ó ti mọ̀ wá Yorùbá, ó ní Yorùbá ò ṣe ìjà, Yorùbá ò ṣe ìjà. He controls a lot. He is the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò. Mo pronounce it dáadáa. He had a lot of, about 5,000 strong OPC tó yẹ pé wọ́n àmì gbogbo wọn lè máa dira dáadáa àwọn kan máa wà nínú wọn tó yẹ pé gbòógì ni wọn àwọn náà ń gbọ́ wa so àdẹ̀bá wọn jà dúpẹ́ fún wọn mo kí àwọn Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà mo kí gbogbo security mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wà láti ilé Ifẹ̀ ilé Ifẹ̀ ní Ọ̀ṣun state mo kí dáadáa so wá rí the last one ni wọ́n máa ń pe kinní kan ní mọ̀jàmọ̀sá lákíkanjú lọ́ fi máa kíkanjú so èyí tẹ́ bá ń sọ pé mo ò sí nílé nísìnyí mo ń pariwo Yorùbá nation báwo ló ṣe lè jókòó sí abroad kó máa pariwo Yorùbá nation wọ́n máa ń pe kinní yẹn ní mọ̀jàmọ̀sá you will fight another day. So I came to Nigeria at the appropriate time. So if I'm not on the ground right now, ìta tí mo wà yẹn nísìn jẹ́ ẹ máa bá yín fa wàhálà yẹn láti ta kẹ́yìn dẹ̀ máa fàdúrà ràn mí lọ́wọ́ kẹ́yìn dẹ̀ máa fi owó fi àdúrà ẹ̀ mọ̀ pa ọ̀tọ̀ làdúrà ọ̀tọ̀ ní owó. So bàbá rẹ̀ tó fẹ́ sọ pé Koiki lálẹ́ kó tẹ̀ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ètò ẹ fún wa ní tí Ọlọ́run bá ní ká fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ Ramadan Kareem so especially ká lè sẹ́ndì sí ọmọ tí ó ti rán mi létí ó ní ọ̀gá ẹ máa ti gbàgbé pé máa travel ní ọ̀la owó tẹ promise ni ẹ dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé táwọn tí wọ́n bá yàn jíṣẹ́ bá ti ń lọ́yàn lọ́fun pé owó ó ti di dandan so bàbá rẹ̀ tó ní Koiki ó dá 20,000 bá ń sẹ́ndẹ̀ sọmọ yẹn ọmọ tí ó máa ń sọ yẹn ẹ support wa thank you so much before we go into the program so ẹ lè screenshot ẹ that is how it goes mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin bàbá mi bàbá wa Wàsíù Akínyẹlé àtẹni tí mo jù lọ àtẹni tó jù mí lọ gbogbo yín mo kí mo fi tẹlẹdùmarè mo fi kí yín mo fi kí ti mùsùlùmí tí kíkí asàlámù aleikum wọ́n ní Tinubu náà lọ sí Saudi Arabia ó sì wà ní France lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí ta ló gbé dé France kí ló ń wá ní France kí ni relationship Tinubu àti France ó likely ká fẹnu bà lálẹ́ dẹ́njọ́ mo bẹ́ẹ̀ ni torí tí bá ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu tó bá jẹ́ pé bàbá ẹ̀ ni ó bẹ́tà kó má wo program yìí live torí ó lè lọ ní àtàkà torí criminal ní Tinubu ẹ má sọ fún mi pé ọmọ Yorùbá ni kò sí tó kàn mí pẹ̀lú yẹn torí pé tó bá ń sọ yẹn màá máa fáyà mọ̀ sí ni so ìyẹn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí bàbá wa lálùbáríkà bí gbogbo yín bá ń bu àwa máa sọ pé ó láwọn ọmọ tó dá lọ́wọ́ ìyẹn ni bàbá wa Emeritus Adébánjí Akíntóyè gbogbo mídíà ọba support bàbá mọ́ èmi dúró ti bàbá 24/7 mo kí bàbá wa chief man mo wá kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin professor kan tí mo bá pàdé níjọ́ tí mo wá sílé Ifẹ̀ tẹ́ ń ṣe pa ẹni Koiki ọmọ wa bàbá wa ṣe mí àmì ẹ̀yin mi nílá ṣẹ́rẹ́ ẹ̀yin professor ní tó wà lórí yín ó ti pọ̀jù tèmi lọ mo kí gbogbo yín mo wá kí ẹ̀yin màmá wa náà mo kí gbogbo èèyàn I don't want to be mentioning all the names mo ti kí gbogbo yín and we go into the program. Ẹ̀wọ̀n pé mo ní mo fẹ́ wá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa 1999 constitution mo kí wà látà èèyàn ti Koiki lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo Koiki Media team tó o bá mọ̀ last month our team was able to bring 5.5 million people into Koiki Media page wa kan nìyẹn o we have 3 pages we operate on Facebook I have 2 Twitter accounts I have 2 Instagram accounts 1 LinkedIn and 1 YouTube apart from our backup YouTube ṣé gbogbo ilẹ̀ rántí backup YouTube yẹn ṣùjọ́ tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ti rí wa lórí YouTube ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ lọ subscribe because I think we only have about 200 and something followers there so that kó má sọ pé Koiki àwọn òde sọ fún wa pé ó wà live ẹ lọ wá YouTube yẹn Ọlákúnlé I hope you are with me tonight ẹ bá fi link yẹn síta so that we know that mo kí ìyàwó Ọlájírè ẹ ń béèrè nọ́mbà kan lọ́sàn-án yìí get in touch pẹ̀lú mi ká lè facilitate tẹ́ ń béèrè yẹn I can work on that. Mo kí bàbá ọba Ògbóni mo kí Ajagun mo kí Omeyo bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí gbogbo wa. Yorùbá nation la gbé dání kò sí kankan tó tí change the only thing tí kò tí ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé àìtí ìjáde sọ fún yín pé àti gba country ìyàtọ̀ tó wà láàrin àwa àtàwọn yẹn ó ti ti bá ti ní àwọn yẹn or relevant sí mi láti máa dárúkọ wọn ó ṣe pé mo fẹ́ respect wọn but kò necessary àwọ̀ ìtí gba Yorùbá nation o gbọ́ mi dáadáa àìtí gba Yorùbá country ìtọ́dẹ̀ ń pè ní country ni pé ká máa pàṣẹ fúnra wa ká kóra wa jọ ká ṣe constitution wa, ká ní military wa, ká ní intelligence security wa, ká wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí build the country. Àìtí dé stage yẹn. Ó ṣeé ṣe kó ti gbọ́ pé wọ́n náà ti declare Yorùbá nation rí. Fine. Ṣọ́ra àwọn tó declare yẹn, àwọn yẹn náà ló máa update yín ibi tó bá ṣẹ́ dé. Má wá sórí Koiki Media kó wá béèrè pé Koiki níbo ni iṣẹ́ Yorùbá nation tí wọ́n declare yẹn níbo ló dé? Èmi kọ́ ni mò ń bá wọn polongo yẹn. Wàá lọ sórí ètò tibí tó ti ń ṣe, wàá comment síbẹ̀. Níbo la bá Yorùbá nation dé? Nítorí pé country wa ti wà in existence for 4 months according to them láti November 20. But lórí ètò tèmi ti Koiki Media tí leader mi jẹ́ bàbá Akíntóyè tí mo gbà fún tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀, tí leader mi jẹ́ bàbá ọba Ògbóni, tí leader mi jẹ́ Ṣífù Máàmù ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, tí leader mi jẹ́ bàbá Gẹ́gẹ́ Ojú, tí leader mi jẹ́ CSI, tí leader mi jẹ́ Pastor Kèbí Ọ̀run-Kòsí, tí leader mi jẹ́ Bishop Adésínà, tí leader mi jẹ́ Prophet Ológunolúwa, Mrs. Janet Fáṣákí àti bàbá Yílóge, gbogbo wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo gbà fún. But wọ́n tí sọ fún Koiki Media pé a ti gba country. Ó ń wù mí náà pé ká ti gba country yẹn. Torí ìwọ tó wá ń sọ pé irọ́ lẹ pa, bàbá Akíntóyè náà máa declare, irọ́ ni gbogbo yín pa. Torí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation, bó ṣe ń wù wá pé kí gbogbo àjọ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà tí kò báyìí ti tẹ́wọ̀ lọ́rùn bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, padà síṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe, fi ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá, má fi Yorùbá nation kẹ́wọ́ pé òun ló gbaṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, o ò níṣẹ́ kankan tẹ́lẹ̀ Nàìjíríà, iṣẹ́ ò lẹ ní Nàìjíríà. A mọ̀ báwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan náwó sí, bẹ́ẹ̀ làwọn diaspora náà náwó sí. So má wàá fi wá kẹ́wọ́ pé a ti promise ní pé a máa gba country, àìtí wàá gba country yẹn, irọ́ ló ń pa Koiki, mo ní believe ẹ mọ́. Nígbà tí dádì ẹ̀ ò ti sọ fún ẹ tẹ́lẹ̀ rí pé ìlú kan Nàìjíríà, ìlú èrè ni kò ń ṣe Nàìjíríà. Nígbà tó ti gbọ́ lẹ́nu tèmi, ara tèmi ti ṣe fún wọn nìyẹn. O lè wá lọ bá dádì ẹ àbẹ ẹni tó bá jẹ́ olórí ẹbí yín kó máa lọ béèrè àwọn ìbéèrè tó mọ̀, torí pé lórí bíbà ẹ̀ a ṣe educate yín. Torí lára àwọn tẹ educate lọ́dún 3 nìyá yẹn kó lọ nísìn tó náà ti gba country, tó ń bú bàbá Akíntóyè, wọ́n bú Ìgbòho, wọ́n bú gbogbo wa, wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ àlòṣàǹfà lẹ́nu. Fún ọdún 3 ni mo fi kọ́ yín pé Yorùbá nation máa wáyé lóòótọ́, a máa jà ní, bàbá Akíntóyè ní ká máa ti jà, Ìgbòho náà fẹ́ jà, but fún ní support tó, ẹnu kówó jẹ, ẹnu ṣe this. So tí o bá wà satisfied, mo bẹ̀ torí Elédùmarè, má tẹ̀ gbọ́ program kankan mo tó bá gbọ́ mama ní àtàtà, torí oríṣiríṣi lólúkálùkù ń sọ. But lórí ti Koiki Media ní aago 10 ó fẹ́ lọ lù, ó kù 2 minutes lẹ́ni Thursday 23rd tí àwọn mùsùlùmí wọ́n like ìjọ Monday gan, wọ́n dẹ̀ like ìjọ Thursday. Ó ní significant message spiritually. Bẹ́ẹ̀ làwa Yorùbá náà ní spirituality wa, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Kristẹni náà ní tiẹ̀. Má dá sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation mọ́ for now. Torí Yorùbá nation ó dàbí o lè sọ pé bọ́lẹ̀ kájà, ọ̀hún pé tó bá ń lọ láti Àlímọ̀ṣọ́ tó bá máa fi dé Ìkẹjà lọ́hùn, wà ló fi bọ́lẹ̀, o lè máa bá lọ sóṣòdì. So for now, àìtí gba country wa. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí, kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ ní Miami. Now let's come back. Yorùbá nation, 1999 constitution. This constitution is a fraudulent. Muke Yekini Mustapha fọkànbalẹ̀, èyí tí ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ àgbọ́yé. Tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ sí ládùúgbò pé bí ìwọ má bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ tí a máa wò ó tiẹ̀. Torí gbogbo àwọn tó ní ọ̀bí yẹn wọ́n máa sunkún báyìí. Àwọn gangan ló máa sunkún jù, torí ìwọ tí o ti gbọ́ Yorùbá nation, ìwọ ti accept pé Nàìjíríà ti dead. Torí àwọn tí expectation wọn tán feel pé Tinubu ń bọ̀ wá ṣe, ó ń bọ̀ wá fix ẹ̀, àwọn gómìnà ń bọ̀ wá fix ẹ̀. They will be bitter. They will be very bitter. The Nigerian 1999 constitution, what do we know about it? Everybody believes that constitution is a fraud. Ẹ má bínú, ìtàfin tóbi náà tàfin yọ ẹ̀kẹ́ náà lélẹ̀. Àwẹ̀ ṣáà ti tán, ìjàlè kò ṣáà ń ṣọwọ́ sàn lélẹ̀ tí mo gbé nǹkan tẹ́nu ẹ̀. Koiki ó gbàwẹ̀, Òtẹ́ tó lè mọ̀ bí àmọ́ gbà èmi nìkan ló kù sí lẹ́nu. Ìyàwó mi ní èyí ká ló bẹ̀ ń ṣẹ̀yẹn nísìn. Ìwọ bàbá ìgbọ̀n wálẹ̀ pọ̀. Let's come to the reality. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin àfà ní wákàtí. At the right time, ẹni tó máa send 50,000 sí ẹ̀ gbọ́ expect ọ̀nà àṣàánú gbogbo wa ká tó délẹ̀ lérí. So the poverty in Nigeria on over extreme. A lot of you are destitute. And according to the 1999 Constitution, we have a lot of destitute people within us. Not just in Yoruba land, in the Igbo, in the Middle Belt, and every part of Nigeria. I hope my broadcast does not break in between because we share a lot of things in the background. So I want to start diving into it quickly so that we can discuss a lot. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí èmi náà ni wọ́n ní fẹ́ lómi ṣe mí. Níbí báyìí màá máa sọ fún yín pé máa mú pen, pencil, paper, máa jot nǹkan sílẹ̀. Ó wà very very important. Ó lè ṣàǹfààní fún ìwọ, ó lè ṣàǹfààní fẹ́mi. Ẹ jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ wá sí the 1999 Constitution. Ǹjẹ́ Constitution yìí ǹjẹ́ ó ní any significant táwọn kan tó fi ṣe fraud tó fi ń parọ́ fún wa pé Nàìjíríà máa dá ó máa dá but wọ́n ready láti change constitution ní Nàìjíríà yìí. Gbogbo wa tí a bá tẹ̀ mọ̀ kọ́kọ́ rárá tó jẹ́ pé òkútù ní gbogbo wa at least gbogbo wa ti gbọ́ pé nǹkan kan ló fi ń gáìdì ló fi ń ṣe ìlú. Ìtọ́dẹ̀ fi ń ṣèlú náà òun náà ni constitution. Tí constitution bá dẹ̀ ti di tí ó ti ní kọ́lọ́fín nínú, probability wà pé àṣeyọrí ìlú yẹn kò ní bọ́ sí. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tí wọ́n ní làákàyè àtàwa tí brain wa à ń bẹ Ọlọ́run ni wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ lórí 1999 Constitution. But Constitution yẹn náà ṣì ni wọ́n ṣì ń lò. Wọ́n kàn sọ pé wọ́n amend it. This is Nigeria Constitution, the 1999 Constitution. According to bí a ṣe gbọ́, wọ́n ní military decree 24 ni. Mo try láti wá orin tí Citizen AY ṣe kakọ̀ play kókọ̀ ìrànbọ̀ mú mọ́bi tó wà jẹ́ òkè ó dà pọ̀ lélẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kíkọ̀ play wọlé kakọ̀ gbọ́. Okay, all right, I think I've moved it. Màá ní láti wá again kò play àbáyọ tí màá ní láti lọ wá níbi tó wà ẹ jẹ́ kí n máa wá lọ. In tí mo fẹ́ fàyọ òun ni pé everybody knows that the 1999 Constitution is one of the biggest problem and threat fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àti àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù. Kí ló wá dé tó jẹ́ pé Constitution yẹn náà ni wọ́n ní ká máa bá lọ tí wọ́n fẹ́ fàya? Kò sí kankan tó ń pè ní amendment. Ẹ lè amend in tí kò ṣe amend. But lénìí àwọn tó ń darí Nàìjíríà láti orí president, vice president, senate president, deputy senate president títí lọ sí gbogbo àwọn tó ń darí ẹ̀ ní orí Nigeria State Assembly, Federal Assembly, senators, state governors, deputy state governors, and so rest and so much and so forth like that. Let's just look at the Constitution. As at 3 days ago, according to a news network there says, Nigerian Constitution has again been amended. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo dictionary meaning amended kó lè bá yé mi àti wọ́n tí a jọ wà nínú abúlé torí abúlé lèmi náà wà ní London. Má rò pé ẹni tó wà London gbogbo ẹni tó wà London kan ló ní knowledge. Tó bá sọ pé nǹkan amend, tó bá sọ pé again.
Amen.
Kí ló mean by that? Ǹjẹ́ a lè amend the constitution láti lè fi favour ìlú tá à ń pè ní Nàìjíríà? Make minor changes in order to make it fairer or more accurate or to reflect changing circumstances. Constitution tí Ọbásanjọ́ tí kò fojú rí nígbà tó fẹ́ wá di president ní 1999, òun náà ni wọ́n ṣì ń lò títí di wákàtí. Òun náà ṣì ni wọ́n ṣì fi ń darí ètò Nàìjíríà láti bí a máa ní ọlọ́pàá nílẹ̀ wa àbí ní state kọ̀ọ̀kan and so many things of such. Èyí tí ó ṣe kókó tó ṣe pàtàkì ni pé wàá máa gbọ́ ní gbogbo ìgbà wá ní wọ́n ṣe kí ni wọ́n mo kí ìyàwó Agbémilékè grandma ńkọ́. Ǹjẹ́ ó possible pé constitution tí a gbẹ́nu lé yìí, ǹjẹ́ ó possible pé wọ́n lè tó bá wá amended ṣé fún benefit gbogbo Nigerian àbí àwọn section kan nínú Nàìjíríà? Àdébẹ̀ láìpẹ́ yìí. But ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ̀ wo kí ni wọ́n ń try láti amend according to this news that was out just 3 days ago. Èyí ni 23rd lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Live program ni ẹ bá mi lẹ́nu ẹ̀. Mo kí ìyàwó Mojísọ́lá Ọlátúnjí, mo kí ìyàwó Sẹ̀kínà. Àwọn obìnrin ni máa ń fẹ́ kí tó pọ̀ jù torí wọ́n ní mo níyàwó tó pọ̀, mo ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gbogbo àwọn obìnrin tó wà lórí platform pátá náà ni ìyàwó mi. Ìmí inú wọn grandma ni. Àwọn grandma kẹrì ọmọ ńlá kì àwọn ọmọ tí ó bá ní tó bá da tó dúró tó lè sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa báyìí. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin grandma ẹ kú tọ́jú mi láti gbogbo ìlú tó lúkálukú wà títí dé gbogbo agbègbè kankan níbi tá a pè nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lénìí. On Friday, according to this article, let's pull it out a little bit. Now, come out on the screen to Daniel Kafumowa. On Friday, the 17th of March, 2023, the president, ìyẹn Buhari, dead or alive, ó ti kú ni, fake ni, whatever ni, àṣàmọ̀ pé Buhari is not the one tí a mọ̀ ní in the 80s nítorí so many changes tí wà lára ilé tó ń operate lọ́wọ́ ní ilé tó ń operate dàbí robot ni ìtọ́ba ní kó sọ ló ń sọ. Má dẹ̀ wá síbí báyìí tó sọ fún mi pé kò possible pé Buhari ti kú torí gbogbo àṣírí yẹn ó sì máa jáde bó pẹ́ bó yá. Bó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé òun náà kọ́ ni ó kú tí wọ́n gbéyàn kan síbẹ̀ tó ń disguise. Kódà Putin evidence indicate pé Putin gan lo double body. Ẹ má bínú pé a kò tún yàbàrà lọ síbẹ̀ yẹn briefly. Tó bá pe kinní kan ní double body, èèyàn kan tá a máa ṣe bí Kóìkì. Double body ó ti wà látayébáyé. O ò ní dá wọn mọ̀ nítorí pé wọ́n máa ń ṣe surgery, wọ́n dẹ̀ ti wà advanced. Double body wọ́n sọ pé Putin gan lò. Àgbà kọ́ọ̀lù kí nǹkan máa pè wọ́n ọmọ ẹ̀kan pè wọ́n. Some believe that Putin is also using a double body. I don't know. But there is nothing in today's real world tí kò possible. Ìwọ tó wà ní Nàìjíríà, ìwọ lè máa sọ pé but orí Buhari pẹ̀lú President America àbí this and that. But let me say this clearly to you. Buhari can be a double body or not. Mo wà lórí program yẹn mo ṣe ń disconnect momentum pé mo wà lórí live show mo lè fi mo wà lórí live show báyìí nísìn. Ẹ send voice máa pick it. All right. On emergency, never been known. So Bishop Solo. So Buhari that is there could be a body double. Buhari gan wọ́n lè wà ó ti ní dementia. Ó má lè wà active. Ta ni téèyàn kan wà níbẹ̀ tó ti ń disturb wa ta nìyẹn. Tó mo ti rí message kan. Ta ló ń jẹ́ Kensu? Kí ló ń sọ? Jẹ́ mi wá sẹ́yìn. Ibo lòun ti jáde. Who is cancel? Okay, I'll keep that comment with close eyes. More the comment any here, but whoever is that, somebody, your attention has been brought here. Can you cancel? Onitiri has started again on the Filema or Master Yesile or Ferro Yesile. And you can focus. And you put machine to face it. No, I might can't go stress you anyway. Okay, I didn't know that was what you were saying. And you can focus during that and discuss me. Talk about country for gbogbo náà la dem wà nínú ẹ̀, so kí láà ń worry ara yín fún. So àwọn ti gba country. So there could be double body. So in case you are wondering, tàbá sọ pé Buhari dead or alive, probability yẹn ó wà, because even evidence is showing that this is Putin. Tó bá rí pé èèyàn mẹ́ta ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ lélẹ̀. So wọ́n believe pé Putin kọ́ ni ìkànnù wọn. There is a fake one here. Muki African Confidential. So there's probability that Putin is using a double body, because tó bá wo ti July, kò wo ti May 29, May 2022, July 2022 lélẹ̀, eléyìí ní March. So there is something that they believe that this is not Putin. But let's leave that and come back. So Buhari, the president, assented to some constitutional amendment. So tẹ́ bá ti ń gbọ́ constitutional amendment passed and transmitted by the National Assembly to the president for signature in January this year. Under these amendment, the coverage of the concurrent legislative list was further widened, thereby tightening up the exclusive legislative list with the aim of further promoting true federalism. Wàá rántí pé bàbá Adéyẹyè tó máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé this constitution can never give us progress. This constitution can never give us peace. Bàbá yẹn lélẹ̀, but this is not the full version. Mo reason tí mo ṣe lọ ń play the half version, so mo fi lọ wá full version yẹn. Criminal Abdulsalam tó dárò constitution sílẹ̀ nílé bàbá burúkú yìí. And so many people have said a lot around that constitution. Ti máa yẹn ni mò ń wá, òun lélẹ̀. So ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ ti bàbá yìí tó máa ń sọ pé concurrent list, unicorn list, and all that. Once again, a very good evening. So let's watch this together.
The credo of our republic. It says unity and faith, peace and progress. The truth is, whatever a man sows, the same he will reap. And that goes for a family, that goes for a tribe, that goes for a nation, and that goes for a multinational republic such as Nigeria. When a nation or republic cannot keep faith with justice and with the truth, it will never achieve unity. It will never achieve peace, and it will never achieve progress. Mr. President, sir, one of us quoted from this constitution and went ahead to make prescription of how to move forward. I dare to tell this nation today that this is the problem. This constitution can never give us progress. This constitution can never give us peace. This constitution can never give us unity. And unfortunately, most of us in this National Assembly don't have the spine to face what we need to keep this republic to have peace and progress. What do I mean? This constitution has 68 items. 68.
Okay, ẹ má bínú, mo ń gbọ́ mẹ́sẹ̀gì ìyá wa tí wọ́n ní urgent ni, ìdàpọ̀ urgent, but I'll do that. Ẹ rí i pé máa yín sọ̀rọ̀ nípa concurrent kinní kan, ṣé gbogbo kinní yẹn ó lè má yé a layman, but tá a bá lọ wo ohun tí wọ́n ní wọ́n ń try láti amend, at least ó ń sọ nípa concurrent legislative list. Just for understanding, let's go and look at tó bá sọ pé nǹkan concurrent legislative list, kí ló mean fún a layman? The concurrent list is a list of 52 items. Through the last subject is number 47, given in the 7th schedule to the Constitution. Okay, the concurrent list of Nigeria, not India. So the list, the executive, legislative list, and the concurrent apofewa kilo mean, from a layman. What are the items in the Nigerian? So let's use with those ones. Marriage and divorce, infants and minors, adoptions, wills, interest, succession, joint family, partition, all matters in respect of which parties in judicial proceedings were immediately before the commencement of this constitution subject to their personal law. What are the 3 legislative lists of the federal government? What is meant by the concurrent legislative list? The federal list covers the subject over which the federal government has exclusive legislative power. So here, legislative power here, agbára ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀, something that is very, very powerful. While the concurrent list subject regarding which both the federal and the provisional government can enact on. So that is what they are trying to amend according to what Buhari, I don't know whether he has signed it or not. So Tobani wants amendment. Rather than take down the whole constitution, they are trying to amend it. But fully, everybody knows that amending this constitution is not our solution. This is not our solution. Our solution is to bring down the constitution officially. Victoria Ajibola Ojo, Grandma Grace JP, Yadada Muki, thank you so much. And Emma Bilupe Bubwashe start very late, so Ejeka Bola Dada. Muki Aitawa Lori Instagram, then Konsimuki Lori Mix Ella. So when we talk about these so Emma Bilu, like I said, all right, it's an emergency, but it can be dealt with. It's nothing serious. So when we now start hearing that they are amending the coverage of the concurrent legislative list and was further widening thereby, tightening up the exclusive legislative list with the aim of further promoting true federalism. I want us to take note of that word, true federalism in the country, because I was very not concentrating earlier. So let's just take it one more step back. Let's listen to, this was a former senator from Osun Central.
Says unity and faith, peace and progress. The truth is, whatever a man sows, the same he will reap. And that goes for a family, that goes for a tribe, that goes for a nation, and that goes for a multinational republic such as Nigeria. When a nation or republic cannot keep faith, with justice, and with the truth, it will never achieve unity. It will never achieve peace. And it will never achieve progress.
I want us to keep it there for now. What Buhari is now trying to do is to see if he can bring peace, unity, and progress by trying to amend these documents. This is the document that binds every one of us together, known as the 1999 Constitution. But this Constitution is not giving us peace, unity, even though we are told that we are practicing federalism in Nigeria, true federalism. But everybody knows that that is all lies. There's nothing like true federalism. Nígbà tí mo ń ka kíní US fún yín lánàá, the US, 2022, let's see if I can put that out quickly. The US 2022 human rights that we were discussing yesterday during Niger Voices. Eric Luo mentioned with 12 states in what is known as Nigeria is already practicing Sharia. 12 states. This is the, 2022, the United States of America human rights. I don't want to open too much. I've opened too many things, and I've got to be very careful that it doesn't break. Okay, all right. You might as well just let it go. Also, think about you. It's mo fẹ́ ká focus ni pé, why are they trying to amend something, knowing fully well that the amendment is not going to give us the true federalism tá à ń fẹ́ gangan? Because àwọn fẹ́ promote the true federalism. Adesina Adeyemo sọ pé, Bishop Adesina sọ pé, exclusive law involves areas in which federal government only control. Concurrent law involves areas in which both federal and state has the same authority or control. Eshegon Bishop Adesina. Thank you so much, Ido Michael. Let's go back now to the executive legislative list. Executive legislative lists are those list items that only the federal government has the power to legislate on. Those ambits that are reserved exclusively for the federal government. For example, currency printing in federal government colonial right láti print owó. Ẹ̀rí pé ọ̀rọ̀ minting and redesign yẹn was a big problem. Military mobilization tí bí gómìnà kankan dá nílẹ̀ Yorùbá kó sọ pé òun kàn fi kó military jáde. It is in the hands of the federal and the etc. While the concurrent lists are those lists and items that both the federal government, ìyẹn federal ti Abuja, àti state government ní nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, Ṣèyí Mákindé ni, Sanwó-Olú ni, Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún ni, Akẹ́tì ni, àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, àti Abdul Fattah, àti Adeleke, and the rest as well within other 36 states. What they cannot do is, wọ́n lè ṣe anything nínú state wọn pé irú ìbàtàn ni wọ́n mine ní Ọ̀ṣun state. Ìdí tí wọ́n ṣe mine ni pé because àwọn kan ti gbàṣẹ lọ́wọ́ federal. So power federal yẹn ló ń lò. Tíyàn bá dẹ̀ ti gbé power federal wọ state, ó máa nọ́ọ̀kì gómìnà tó wà níbẹ̀. Fair enough, bí a ti Tinubu bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ project ẹ̀, á favour àwọn state governor tó jẹ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá. But in the long run, kò lè ṣe kankan in the sense that pé tó bá di after 8 years, 10 years, that's if they're still in Nigeria, which I pray they will not be in Nigeria before then. Then another person comes in and change everything again. Big Sam Favor, good evening. So the 5 major highlights of the amendment so that you can harm yourself with the right and current provisions of the Constitution. Omulele. Number 1, the state governors or the state government can now generate and distribute electricity. Previously, tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀, the issue of way and generating and then distributed was in an exclusive legislative list, thereby reserving anything to have to do with it strictly for the federal government. But now, state of the federation that are interested in generating and distributing electricity can explore that line now. Sherry reason was push because a lot of people have been complaining that this country does not work for every one of us. Good evening, Eunice. Good evening to those of you on our Instagram as well. I welcome each and every one of you. Because of that, the government is now doing whatever it can do to make sure that it balances what cannot be balanced. Because everybody knows that Osidi was if he amend the constitution, or she lock it in, and it's not favoring every one of us. So that's number one. Number two, own railway. Before this constitutional amendment, it was only the federal government that had the power and the legal right to build railways and operate the rail transport system. But now, states who deem so fit and are capable can build railway networks and operate it within the state. It should be noted that if the railway operates interstate, it then falls under the jurisdiction of the state government. But in as much as the rail network operates intra-state or within the state, it is still within the jurisdiction of the state government. Until a minute, bí Sanwó-Olú ṣe ń try láti ṣe train sí Lagos State nísìnyí tí Fáṣọlá bẹ̀rẹ̀, as long as they jẹ́ pé train network yẹn within Lagos State ló wà, tí Lagos dẹ̀ ní owó ẹ̀ ó lè ṣe. But ìbéèrè tí ẹ kí abira wa nísìnyí pé tí Ondo State náà bá fẹ́ ṣe rail network láti local government kan sí local government kan, governor yẹn á wá lọ sí ìta, á ní òun fẹ́ lọ gba owó, á lọ gba owó yẹn, á fẹ́ fi ṣe project yẹn, whether ó ṣe project yẹn àbí kò ṣe. But in the long run, mo kí ìyàwó Sherifat Àgbàbí Akàbọ̀mọ́, in the long run, we know that it is not going to work in the sense that the money tí wọ́n máa lọ yá yẹn ó máa fọ́ padà sórí state. But tó bá jẹ́ pé Yorùbá country la dá wà, a nídìí láti ṣe lọ wá owó kankan níta, because we have what it takes in terms of the resources láti fi generate irú owó yẹn. A lè ní kí wọ́n wá bá wa build it, but a ní relationship tá a máa ṣe ìyẹn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Let's go to number 3. The president-elect and the governors-elect henceforth, as a matter of constitutional requirement, is to appoint his cabinet not later than 60 days after the sworn into office. Ẹ rántí pé ìgbà tí Buhari débẹ̀ ní 2015, for months and months and months, Buhari refused to bring a cabinet. Àwọn ènìyàn àbí èdè mú bàbá yìí. Kí ló dé tí Buhari ò fún wa ní minister? Bishop Adesina went ahead to say 1999 constitution gave 85% numbers of control in the exclusive list and gave 13% to concurrent list, remaining 2 for residual list. That was the reason Obasanjo asked for consolation of the local government. Wọ́n mi létí pé 6 months ni Buhari ò fi fún wa ní minister kankan. Bó ṣe wá run ní government yẹn fún 6 months, òun àtàǹjọ̀ lọ́jọ́ run ẹ̀. Let's go back to Senator Adeyeye one more time.
Mr. President, sir, one of us quoted from this constitution and went ahead to make prescription for how to move forward. I dare to tell this nation today that this is the problem.
Okay, so tí bàbá ìbá ń sọ, mo kí ìyàwó Sarah Oyèlọ́wọ̀, mo kí Ògidì Olú TV and the rest of you that have joined. Let's go back and see, when was this video? This video was 3 years ago, but we know that since 1999, they've been pushing, trying to change what the military decree of Abdul Salam, because things have been carved in that constitution. And when you look at that constitution, let's look at the table content. Preamble, Chapter 1, General Provision, Part 1, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Part 2, Article 1, General Provision. Part 3, Part 4, General Provision. Part 5, General Provision. Part 6, General Provision. Part 7, General Provision. Part 8, General Provision. Part 9, General Provision. Part 10, General Provision. Part 11, General Provision. Part 12, General Provision. Part 13, General Provision. Part 14, General Provision. Part 15, General Provision. Part 16, General Provision. Part 17, General Provision. Part 18, General Provision. Part 19, General Provision. Part 20, General Provision. Part 21, General Provision. Part 22, General Provision. Part 23, General Provision. Part 24, General Provision. Part 25, General Provision. Part 26, General Provision. Part 27, General Provision. Part 28, General powers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mo fẹ́ ká lọ wo powers yẹn, irú agbára wo ló ní. So let's take a look at it. The Constitution is supreme and its provisions shall have binding force on the authorities and persons throughout the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Federal Republic of Nigeria shall not be governed, nor shall any persons or groups of persons take control of the government of Nigeria or any part thereof, except in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. How many people believe this nonsense? Maybe we'll start diving a little bit out of the Constitution, because it seems that there are some people tá máa ń pè ní kàbá. Àwọn ṣé kàbá yẹn ṣé spirit ni wọ́n ni, ṣé èèyàn ni wọ́n ni, ṣé àjọ̀nú ni wọ́n ni, ṣé ìlú ni wọ́n ni, irú àwọn èèyàn wo nìyẹn? Are we sure that Nigeria Constitution that told us point blank that the Federal Republic of Nigeria shall not be governed? Tó bá nìkan shall not, pé kò lè possible, kò ṣeé ṣe. But are we saying that lẹ́nìí ní 2023 that Nigeria is still being governed from inside Nigeria? Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ máa jẹ́ kí yẹn kó máa ró lọ́kàn yín. Let's go further. The Federal Republic of Nigeria shall not be governed, nor shall any persons or groups of persons take control of the government of Nigeria. Are we sure that they've not taken control of Nigeria? How many people think that they've taken control of Nigeria? How many people? In your middle of you, quickly, I think the country has been taken, or the country has not yet been taken. Moki Idowu John, Moki Honorary Baba Bolarinwa, Moki Egbomi Akim Adiorazak, Salam Shamsuddin Tawhid, Eric Olushola Abe, Babatunde Olawale, Ezekiel Omoni, Tafik Kenny, Oguntade Muiba, Moki Momiwa Ekaboma, Sunday Adebanjo, and Gabriel Oluwole, Nicole Oluwole Kende. Okay, once again, Moki 18, So now, my question is, èèyàn mélòó ló feel pé ní Nàìjíríà tèmi o, ìta ló ti ń control? How many people think that Nigeria is being controlled from outside? Èèyàn mélòó ló feel pé Nàìjíríà tí èmi o, ìta ni wọ́n ti ń control? How many people think like that? Once again, a very good evening and welcome to those of you that have joined us from around the globe. How many people think that Nigeria of today is being controlled from outside? The Nigeria tí ẹ̀ ń wò yìí, torí òmùgọ̀ ẹlòmíì tó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá tí kò mọ ẹni tó ń jẹ Nigeria, that Nigeria is being controlled from outside. Let's go further into the Constitution before I move into these individuals. Look of a funny snake of the Chagoury brothers. Ronald Chagoury, born 8th of January 1949, is a Nigerian businessman, the co-founder with his billionaire brother Gilbet Chagoury and the CEO of Chagoury. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ jẹ́ súnmọ́ mi dáadáa, wọ́n ti gbẹ̀kọ́ lọ́yìn lọ́wọ́ tẹ́ ẹ̀ tí mọ̀. Èkó Atlantic is owned and controlled by the Chagoury brothers and the same people. This man has been indicted in so many criminality. He was born in Nigeria, had connection, and as I say him there, we're going to talk about him tonight. From intelligence report, Gilbert Chagoury actually made the medical arrangement for Bola Tinubu to France. Kin relationship mo, ọmọ wo ni Gilbert Chagoury, even though he's a Nigerian, because he was born there, but his root is from Lebanon. Tí bá sọ fún yín pé Igbo tẹ́ ń dì mú, tí sọ àwọn olè tó di Nàìjíríà mú, tó jẹ́ kí a fọ́ lórí ká béèrè pé ta ni relationship wo ló ní pẹ̀lú àwọn Yorùbá ọba àti individual. We're going to come back to that later, but I just want you to have, that is the person we're going to be talking about. Chagoury inside investment portfolio of top 10 international family investors in Nigeria, Mr. Gilbet Chagoury. He is the chairman, Chagoury Group, who, with his younger brother, Mr. Ronald, ìjọmọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ rí pé àwọn ni wọ́n tún control ìtànpé ní bọ̀bọ́ eléyìí Ronald Chagoury Jr. Òun ló ń control South Energy Nigeria Limited. South Energy Nigeria Limited. So this is a project that they are controlling and they are planning to build in Lagos State. These are the criminals. Their names have been mentioned in the Pandora paper. Nobody's talking about them. The Yorubas are not worried about the Chagoury. I think we are more concerned about the Igbo people lewa. Okay, that's fine. But how Chagoury ba control lewa, no matter. They can take every part of Lagos State and turn it. One gbé omi, one dá omi padà, one sọ di gbẹrẹfu, or if build the project is here. The Chagourys. Kódà Bill Clinton, wife, was indicted along with them at some point. In Mosobe, when you look at this newspaper, Los Angeles Times, it was a billionaire who donated to the Clinton Foundation last year. He has been denied entry to the United States. The question is, going back to this 1999 Constitution, are we sure that what the Constitution is saying is not being done otherwise? That there are some people that are controlling the country. There are some people, powerful people, that make decisions, like Dangote, the BUA, the Chagoury family, and a hotel. During the tenure of Abacha, they were part of those that helped the late Sonny Abacha. But today, and I was actually telling my wife, I'm sure now you're doing very well. So we'll come back to them. But these are very powerful people. Ronald Chagoury, a co-Atlantic, a new green and smart city, set to become a financial and business center in Lagos State. Lagos State, àwọn ọmọ Chagoury àtàwọn fámílì wọn wọ́n ti gbẹ̀kọ́ mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́ tán tẹ́ẹ̀mù ẹ jẹ́ tètè máa pariwo síta torí pé à ń sọ fún yín pé àwọn kan ń jẹun jura wọn lọ àwọn kan ní connection jura wọn lọ. Bọ̀bọ̀ tẹ̀ ń wò yìí is the junior Chagoury. Wọ́n filẹ̀ fáwọn ọmọ wọn and these are the wealth generation tó máa máa dọ́dọ̀ tí wọn. Bí bàbá ẹ̀ bá kú bàbá yìí ti dàgbà. Àti family àti gbogbo wọn. Eventually we'll come back to them later, but let me focus first. They have been running things since the military era. Okay, Chagoury brothers are Abacha boys. Okay, no problem. We'll come back to them. Let's come back to the Constitution first. If any other law is inconsistent with the provisions of the Constitution, this Constitution shall be reviewed, and that law shall, to the extent of inconsistent, be void. Nigeria is one indivisible and indissoluble sovereign state to be known by the name of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Carry that particular word is all part of why they are finding it difficult to allow the breakup of Nigeria. Because the breakup of Nigeria is going to open a new door. It's going to open a new way. It's going to give the Yoruba people, the Arewa people, all the different ethnic groups a better opportunity than these contraction that we found ourselves in the last 63 years. Nigeria shall be a federation consisting of state and the federal capital territory known as Abuja. There are 36 states in Nigeria, that is to say Abia State, Adamawa State, Akwa Ibom State, Anambra State, Bauchi State, Bayelsa State, Benue State, Borno State, Cross River State, Delta State, Ebonyi State, Edo State, Ekiti State, Enugu State, Gombe State, Imo State, Jigawa State, Kaduna State, Kano State, Katsina State, Kebbi State, Kogi State, Kwara State, Lagos State, Nasarawa State, Niger State, Ogun State, Ondo State, Osun State, Oyo State, Plateau State, Rivers State, Sokoto State, Taraba State, Yobe State, and Zamfara State. My question tonight is, why should we be part of each and every one of these states when truly Ogun State can have its own independent state? But rather than have an independent Ogun State, we lock all the Yoruba states together, which I can change my background so that you can understand. CSI Mumbo Mafi Palasibe, these are beautiful states that can give us a country of our own. So when you look at my map behind me, you'll be able to see clearly that it has been carved already. But what they are doing is they are very smart. No, I can't remain in Nigeria. But remaining in Nigeria is giving superlative power to some certain groups of people, like the Chagoury family, that have become so powerful that the real criminals are making much more wealth than you that are claiming a Lagosian. Ìwọ tó ń claim Lagos, àwọn ilé ti gba Lagos mú lọ́wọ́ already, because this is one of their projects that they are constructing in Lagos State. Let's look into that project. Again, this is Koiki Media Live. I do not own the copyright to this video.
Echo Atlantic is a unique new city within a city that's being built on a vast area of land reclaimed from the ocean along the coast of Victoria Island in Lagos, Nigeria. More than 6.5 million square meters have so far been recovered from the sea, with an eventual footprint spreading across 10 square kilometers. The bold vision it represents is uncompromising: to become the future financial capital of Africa.
The future financial capital, but not owned by Yoruba people. Egbomidada, this financial capital has been foreseen by people that knows the value of Lagos State. Well, just as you can say that the Igbo are trying to take Lagos State, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn kan náà fi gbà mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́ tí wọ́n ti gbà already, because we don't know the capacity of what the Chagoury family have done in Nigeria. So let's go back and first look at àwọn wo ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀. Okay, sorry, let me move this back. I've done it. Okay, I want to first bring the picture firstly out of these people we're talking about. Is a convict. They're ex-convict. They're criminals, and they've taken your land that you don't even know what you're dealing with. So this man that you're looking up there, Clement, thank you so much for joining us. Muki Yawa Comfort, Ologunja, Yawa Christina. So it is like Yorubas are a deep mess. Lebanese are also running our cities and towns. What is wrong with us? Okay, we will all wake up very soon. I realize we have been sold out long time ago. Jamiu Sabwe, I think Nigerian government is ruled by some group of people outside Nigeria. I totally agree with you as well. First and foremost, this is Gilbet Ramsey Chagoury, the owner of a hotel. I'm sure it's a hotel. Everybody goes to a hotel because the hotel is like one of the eyebrow area of Lagos State. D-Ray says, I believe they are just owners by proxies. They work with every government in power, therefore the influence that they have. Okay. This is Gilbert Ramsey Chagoury, the owner of a hotel. He's a Nigerian billionaire of Lebanese descent. Should we be concerned that a Lebanese descent that was born in Nigeria, erotically, ito fa wahala to tonisi, oni ọ̀rọ̀ pé Gbádébọ̀ kò ń ṣọmọ Èkó, blah blah blah, blow blow blow. But ìyàtọ̀ ni pé àwọn eléyìí ò sọ pé sì síta fáwọn tó jẹ gómìnà yín. Eléyìí ò jáde pé òun fi ṣe House of Rep. Eléyìí ò jáde pé òun fi ṣe House of Assembly. But they are the makers of what is happening in Lagos State, if not as many parts of Nigeria today. These are part of the individuals. I want to let a governor. He doesn't need to be a governor. He doesn't need to be a deputy governor. But in JET, How do we compare these two? I am not endorsing Gbadebo. Does not matter to me whether it's Labour Party, APC, or PDP. They're all criminals. I've told you that point blank. But I am trying to now get a kind of understanding. Èwo ló dangerous jù according to ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ that play narrative yẹn fún pé Gbadebo ń ṣọmọ Èkó ó máa ta Èkó fáwọn ọmọ Igbo. Okay, now Sanwó-Olú ti padà. But what is the relationship pẹ̀lú Chagoury àti Tinubu? Ṣé Tinubu ní relationship pẹ̀lú wọn or not? Evidence is pointing that they have cordial relationship. Even intelligence is telling us as of tonight that Tinubu medical trip to Paris is facilitated by this guy. And if this guy can facilitate the travel of the incoming president of what is known as the Federal Republic of Nigeria, should we be concerned as Lagosians, as Yorubas, inside our territory? Níbo mélòó gan la mọ̀ táwọn investment wọn tún wà? It is not just in Lagos State. We know from these as well. This is Ronald Chagoury. Ronald Chagoury is the vice chairman of the South Energy Nigeria Limited, currently working on Eco Atlantic. The project consists of the construction and development of a high-tech, environmental-friendly city in Lagos, Nigeria. Chagoury has been actively involved in the Eco Atlantic project since the start of the land reclamation. Ilẹ̀ iná ni. Kí ló ń pè ní land reclamation? Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo Google to get the meaning. Land reclamation is a process of creating a new land from the sea. The simplest method of land reclamation involves simply filling the area with large amount of heavy rocks and cement, then filling with clay and soil until desired height is reached. My question to Yoruba people tonight: why is our land reclamation under control of Nigerians but Lebanese descent? Is that something that should flag, or is that something that we should let go since Chagoury was born in Nigeria? Who is Ronald Chagoury? Mo fẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ lọ wá ojú ẹ̀ síta ká lè mọ ẹni tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀. This is Ronald Chagoury, which is the same guy that you're looking here, okay? This is Ronald Chagoury. And this is Gilbet Chagoury. Mo fẹ́ ká mix orúkọ wọn together, okay? So mo fẹ́ ká máa wò wọ́n lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan. This is Ronald. Ilé ni Ronald, but boy, I don't know how old is he. Let's see. How old is he? Age. How old? Ronald Chagoury is 74 years old. He's a Nigerian businessman, the co-founder and the CEO of Chagoury Group, born January 8, 1949, age 74 years old. Nationality is Nigerian. Education, California State University, Long Beach. He had a sibling known as Gilbet Chagoury. He founded an organization called the Chagoury Group. He had a nephew called Gilbert Antonia Christopher Chagoury Ramsey Chagoury. But from what we know, there has been a lot of issues surrounding these individuals in terms of their wealth. Níbo ló ti rí owó yìí? Báwo lówó yìí ṣe dọ́wọ́ tiwọn? Kí ni connections wọn? And so much and so forth. And when we go deep into what they have done, there's a lot of information that keeps flagging back to corruption. Lebanese in Africa, a look at the 30 family dynasty. These are Lebanese immigrants have established long-term community across Africa, including Lagos State as of today. Àwọn tí à ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, they are very powerful. They are very strong. I think this is Aliko Dangote, Ibrahim Dempsey, Ronald Chagoury, Ben Ayade, and others attending the unveiling of the Skipper Eye Super specialty eye hospital with the aim of providing a world-class optical blah blah blah, and that is in there, the governor Yade. You can see, hey, Dangote, you can see them there. So these are the people that are in charge and want control, entirely control. But Lenny and Lebanese maltreat Nigerians in their own country. What I mean. But one thing I want us to focus on tonight is two things. The Constitution. Kí ló dé tí Constitution yìí fún agbára fún àwọn ìkan? But àwa tí a jẹ́ Nigerians, the Constitution is not giving us exactly what we want. I have talked about all the 36 states. I've mentioned their names. Each state of Nigeria named in the first column of Part 1 of the first schedule to this Constitution shall consist of the area shown opposite thereto in the second column of that schedule. The headquarters of the governor of each state shall be known as the capital city of the state, as shown in the third column. So Abeokuta is the capital city of Ogun State. Akure is the capital city of Ondo State because ibẹ̀ ni governor wà, ibẹ̀ ni governor office wà, and so on and so forth. The headquarters of the governor of each state shall be known as the capital city of that state. The Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, shall be as defined in Part 2 of the first schedule to this Constitution. The provisions of this Constitution in Part 1 of Chapter 5 hereof shall, in relation to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, have effect in the manner set out thereunder. There is now what they called, there shall be 768 local government areas in Nigeria. Take note of that, 768 local government. Each of these local government, nínú ẹ̀ ní 33 wà ní Ọ̀yọ́ State, lára 768. The question tonight is, kí ló dé tí 33 local government is finding it difficult to develop in the last 23 years? Ìdí tó ṣe wà very difficult is because Yawa Comfort me, he will contest for presidency or his descendants in future while our people are busy crying out about egos. What a shame. Well, since he's a Nigerian, Yawa Yabo, these people are all criminals. Well, they are more than criminals because as in Bodo and Chagoury, oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀sùn kódà ló link mọ́ wọn títí kan foundation àwọn Clinton. The 768 local government lára ìdí tí kò ṣe lè function ẹja padà sọ́dọ̀ bàbá wa Adéyẹyè senator. Well, I don't know whether he's still not definite anyway, former senator.
This constitution can never give us progress. This constitution can never give us peace. This constitution can never give us unity. And unfortunately, most of us in this National Assembly, we don't have the spine to face what we need to give this republic to have peace and progress. What do I mean? This constitution has 68 items. 68 on the exclusive list.
Okay, in case no Obama exclusive list here, let's go back one step back. We're talking about the exclusive list. So let's go back. The exclusive list. The amendment is part of what they're trying to now. Okay, Lagos State Akwa Ibom, ẹ̀yin ò lówó lọ́wọ́, but ẹ bá rí owó yá, ṣe lè ṣe railway. The State Assembly and Judiciary now financial autonomy independent. This implies that they will henceforth receive revenue allocation directly from the federal government allocation account. There has been a lot of problems. Lórí pé kí owó tí local government ní ẹ̀mọ̀ká sọ pé lẹ́ǹkan pé we have 768 local government. Ìdí tí wọ́n ṣe function ni pé owó local government àkọ́kọ́ dọ́wọ́ governor yín á lò fún nǹkan tó fẹ́ lò fún ajá díẹ̀ wá sísàlẹ̀ ìyẹn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. renaming of the Nigerian Prison Service to Nigerian Correctional Service, and devolution of powers for Correctional Service. State government can now establish and operate their how many people know that prison is a lot of money abroad? It's a big investment. How many people know that? That prison services only might generate work for one. How many people know that? Let's look at a country like UK here. Prison services. UK. Prison, HM prison service. How does it generate money? Who fund HMPPS? HMPPS is an exclusive agency sponsored by the Ministry of Justice, supported by 3 agencies and public bodies. Let's go further. So let's go and look at this more. If things are done in a civilized society, trust me, no. Let's do it this way. Let's come down out. Let's go to news. Blah 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 blah. Get a grade more. Just see if we can find anything. If not, we move forward quickly. But definitely, prison is a private business. You know, for those that knows what I'm talking about, you know, you can make, you know, the government put the policies in place. Let's see if I can bring anything out from the UK government here. Is there anything there that we can? We carry out sentence given by the court in custody and community, blah, blah, blah. HMPP is an executive agency sponsored by the Ministry of Justice, supported by 3 agencies and public bodies. Let's see if we can find something from there. HM Prison and Probational Services. Okay, so Forced Rapid Deployment Cells unveiled to boost prison cells. But people know what I'm talking about. Anyway, because it's not something I'm prepared for this to bring out the backup, but I know that prison is a lot of money that is well managed. Government manage the prison. So let's go to Finland. Finland prison. Okay, so this is what Finland prison. What is Finland prison like? In Finland, in Finland there are numbers of open prison. Prisoners apply to be there, and facilities don't have gate, locks, or uniform. Prisoners earn money, can go into the town. They can also choose to study towards a university degree instead of working. So let's go and look at the video that can back that for us. Prison. A close look at Finland open prison. Let's look at this. I do not own the copyright.
Takes us now to our focus report that trains its lens on the Finnish prison system. Because in time most inmates will be released back into society, most Western prison systems aim not merely to punish criminals but also to rehabilitate them. In many countries, including France, the prison system has often become synonymous with overcrowded cells, derelict infrastructure, and repeat offences, with jails sometimes depicted as little more than crime schools. In Finland, however, many detainees are sent to low-security facilities where they interact with the local community, have jobs, and prepare a smooth return to society. Chris Moore and Mohammed Farad report on a surprising method that has stood the test of time.
Suomenlinna are popular tourist sites a short boat ride from Helsinki. Here, crowds share the cobbled streets with workers in fluorescent uniforms. They're not municipal employees, but inmates at the island's prison. And that comes as a surprise to some visitors.
Prison. Oh.
Maybe if they only have done something, that's not that heavy, so then okay.
Maybe it helps people there to be more socialized and to become more open for the new life. But it's unusual.
But open prisons raise few eyebrows among Finns. They've been part of the landscape here since the 1960s, when Scandinavia embarked on a policy of so-called decarceration. Frenchman Bruno Guillard is a warden at Carava, just north of the capital, where many inmates do paid jobs.
About 1/3 of the prisoners work outside for the National Forestry Commission. Others work in civilian jobs, as long as they have authorization. And the rest work here on site.
Part of that site is the prison farm. Like most detainees here, this man is deemed to be low risk and is serving out his sentence after time in a normal jail. Now he spends his days tending the lambs.
Àwọn tó ń wo yìí prisoner ni wọ́n, okay? Prisoners ni wọ́n. Sórí ìwọ tí o jẹ́ citizen Nigeria, you are already in prison. Even though pé inú prison kan ló fèpò wà, inú prison ló wà, because there are things that you are lacking. There are things that you are not entitled to. Ó dùn mí pé mo lè ṣí kíní US 2022 kíní yẹn lálẹ́, I don't know why. Ẹ rí i pé it is part of what the US said that even ìwọ tó wà níta ò ní right. Kàmá ìtì sọ ẹni tó wà ní prison. Ẹni tó wà ní prison ló wò yó.
Opportunities. But does this softly approach, which can include 3 days holiday every couple of months, really mean better results once prisoners are released? Tapio Lapisipala is head of criminology at the University of Helsinki.
You can't say for sure if it has an effect on you.
I can say that nothing is so sure that you could say, but every indicator shows that yes, it works.
Very good, professor. To rig election, politician. This is what I should be doing research, telling us what we need to know. You know, ṣáà gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn náà ní oko praise ní Ọ̀yọ́ state. Ìtọ́ fi camp gbogbo yín ẹ wà nínú farm, ẹ máa dá oko fún wa, ẹ máa ṣe nǹkan kan, ká dẹ̀ máa monitor yín tó bá ti ṣe dáadáa, ká dẹ̀ padà sí ní society. Rather, we have allowed ourselves to be controlled by criminals and also external criminals.
It's a long history in Finland, so we don't see that it's something very peculiar.
Back at Carava, this inmate is rueing lost time as he nears the end of a 2-year sentence.
Okay, I stabbed a guy, but it wasn't because I was out of my head, or I didn't have a reason for it. I mean, he attacked me, and I reacted.
This young Finnish American says the country's prisons have taught him a lesson.
A young Finnish American. So just like we're having a Lebanese Nigerian that have become powerful and controlling. I don't know the video. I don't know if I can bring one more, and then we can move further quickly. Finland open prison. This is another one again quickly.
Finland has one of Europe's lowest prison populations. As the country hosts a meeting of the continent's European interior ministers this week, its government is taking the opportunity to showcase its policy of open prisons, a policy it believes could help other European countries tackle crime. Euronews' Jack Parrott reports.
Suomenlinna Island in Helsinki. An open prison offers a system of gradual transition to freedom. The Finnish government says it's one of the main reasons the country has the lowest correctional population in Europe, 103 prisoners per 100,000 inhabitants. The European average is 318. Marco is serving his 4th sentence, this time 4 years. He dreams of becoming a personal trainer. He now has a personalised plan to treat his drug abuse and accelerate his reintroduction into society. It's completely different from a closed.
Sórí pé èdè ló ń sọ, kò sí tó kàn pẹ̀lú English. English ò kì í ṣe èdè àwọn Finland. Wọ́n ní èdè tiwọn. Àwa nísìn, tó bá lọ sí prison lọ́yọ́ state nísìn, wà á rí pé ó wà compressed, oríṣiríṣi ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ níbẹ̀, kò sí respect fún, but èdè lélẹ́yìn ń sọ nínú prison. Ó dẹ̀ tún ní opportunity. Ìwọ tí o wà níta tó ń sọ English, o ti kàwé, o ní masters, o ní first class degree, o ní BSc, but yet you are in a prison. Àtẹni tó lówó, àtẹni tó lówó, bí ṣe máa ń sọ, mo like e-money, but e-money is not free. in Nigeria. Kokole travel for it because he has to go with a lot of security. Dele Momodu cannot travel from Lagos to Ile-Ife without going with heavy security with him.
Prison where you just sit around and wait for your sentence to end. In open prison, you can do a lot of things. I work and study every day.
Ó ṣiṣẹ́, ó study. Ìwọ tó wà níta. Ayo, good evening, my brother. Long time. How you doing? Good evening. Welcome to the program. Citizen Award. So, ìwọ tó wà níta nínú Nigeria, you are a prisoner because you don't have anyone, you have been in prison for the rest of your life. Whatever your age, ìjọba bá ti bí ẹ ló ti wà nínú prison in Nigeria. And the reason why everybody is still in that entrapment is because of this shit Olori Buruku 1999 constitution. Because this constitution has held us backwards. It has not given us the true people who we are, even though Tabate Sopafe Machine Nigeria. Even if we want to be in a country like Nigeria, this constitution will never give you progress. This constitution, I don't have to use all the videos. You can always go on YouTube and find them yourself because I don't own those videos. Let's come back here and listen more to the former Senator Adeyeye regarding the fraudulent 1999 constitution.
This constitution has only 12 on the concurrent list. And those 12 are written so nebulously, so fraudulently, that you know that the intention is to even undermine those concurrent lists. That's why those who want unity and peace in Nigeria must first remember that the name of our republic is not just Nigeria. The formal name of this republic is Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And that is where the problem is. We are told that it's Federal Republic of Nigeria, but they are not operating the true federalism. Yawa Comfort went ahead to say UK currently have 14 private prisons contractually managed by private companies. In America, most of their prisons are privately owned companies. Waris Jinadu went ahead to say most African countries print order their currency overseas for budget fees. Ogba Nuju Mukiyawa Sherifat Agbabiaka, you went on to say Seyi Tinubu Agbajo tí ó lè lọ fẹ́ Lebanese. Once again, let us remind ourselves, Moriyibe Yami Temi, and good evening to those of you that are listening quietly. We are looking at two things tonight: the fraudulent 1999 constitution and the criminal Chagoury family that has taken Lagos State. They are the one controlling Lagos State, while most of Lagosians are just out there shouting. Lagos is no longer in the hands of Yorubas. Lagos is now in the hands of the Lebanese, and they are doing what they know best, which is part of their project. Let's come back here again.
Developed with skill and dedication, Echo Atlantic is raising the standard of quality of life in Nigeria. Aspirational, accessible, and built for success. The making of this remarkable city,
I want you to follow those behind the project now.
Began in 2006 when the developers and city planners
Who owns South Energy Nigeria Limited? Let's find out. I think I have that somewhere here. South Energy. So these again, Ronald Chagoury Jr. He is the vice chairman of South Energy Nigeria. And South Energy Nigeria is just as so many other organizations and businesses that they have operating. So let's go and do our search around South Energy. So this is South Energy. They have their address at a very powerful area in Lagos State, again as usual. Sanusi Fafunwa Street, Victoria Land. And to the Lagos again, Otingbelono Ikorodu, what is Ekuru because they afford that in Victoria Land. Victoria Land is now controlled by Nigerian Lebanese. So Iwoti Oni Mukin Baba Yuba Adibi Omolabi Omoluabi Olorisha Loabi. Thank you so much. Let's see if there's anything My man stress ara ẹja the common plan B. Aláwàdà ni gbogbo àwọn yẹn. We know that already, so let's just leave them. So you that you are saying that you own Lagos State, that you want to kill yourself because of the ego. What are you going to do with the Lebanese? Kí lẹ máa ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn Lebanese báyìí? This is Iyabo sọ pé we need to start being very suspicious of every foreigner on our soil. Kí ló dé gan? Okay. What do we do about these Lebanese? They are born in Nigeria, so we cannot say they are not Nigerians, but their roots is back to Nigeria. Yawa Felicia, thank you so much. Adebayo Providence, thank you. Desiring God. So the Jami Adenuga, thank you. The South Energy are those behind the. So description, key principle, again, Ronald Chagoury Jr. Address somewhere in a very influential area of Lagos State, Fafunwa Street. What do they do? You know, South Energy. Are they also trying to now bring these? Very soon, listen. We want to change the constitution, we want to amend it, generate and distribute. Remember that Otedola is also involved into energy as we speak as well. Otedola, Femi Otedola, another powerful Yoruba man. You can see him there, you know, with his beautiful children, a very, a Nigerian multimillionaire and one of the country's most successful business. They're always successful. Everybody is successful. We know that. Femi Otedola is a Nigerian businessman, a philanthropist. Also, donating university and whatever. He's the former chairman of Fota Oil in Dotmaru, and is the current executive chairman of Gereju Power PLC. So lóhun àtàwọn Chagoury wọ́n máa bára wọn fa wàhálà. Ta ló máa gba power transmission Lagos State? So while Otedola is controlling Gereju Power PLC, the Chagoury are trying to take the South Energy. So everybody knows what is the meaning of energy. Anything energy is under, oil and gas, anything you can think of, they can do anything. Don't try láti wá kí ló ń ṣe gangan. I'm still trying to find their company website. But is there okay? Can you Guardian newspaper? Let's see. According to the Guardian newspaper, what is lost on the nothing is coming up here. Southern Energy Nigeria Limited, no news. Let's go back. How come they don't even have a website? Unbelievable. They must have a website. Money on the bottom. I don't want to go there. All right. So, but we know that Eco Atlantic, which is this website, is linked, and I need to close down some. So we work with Eco Atlantic because they are the same group of people. So let me take. We want to see this guy's face all the time. We'll take this one down. Why is this topic coming up tonight? Let's close them into the liar. We know only Garaju, power, whatever. We know that according to intelligence tonight, that Tinubu is currently in Paris, but his trip has been facilitated by Gilbet Chagoury. Should we be concerned as Yoruba people or not? Nobody knows. Maybe we should just move forward and say, Komata. But one thing we know about the Chagoury, let's come into their own profile a little bit. According to Los Angeles Times, this is not, like your Bolekaja media. Let's look at what they're saying. He was a billionaire who donated to the Clinton Foundation. That is what they're always doing. They fund country's politics. They're deep into foundation, so that they can get something back as well. If that one criminals mention, there's always one man try to protect the source of their wealth. So they bá ti ń rí wọn pẹ̀lú, Bill Clinton, Babangida and all that, and and you see them, they're all, social life, they rub bodies together. Yes, we must be very concerned. But this guy was denied entry into the United States. Let's go further. Nigerian billionaire Gilbet Chagoury. Onlele, Gilbert and Lele. Ẹ mọ̀ pé mo fẹ́ ká mix one together. Gilbert yàtọ̀ sí Ronald Chagoury. So Gilbert Lele, okay? This is Gilbert. Ojú ẹ̀ Lele dáadáa. He has been aware for different things. Everyone to Bill Clinton Lele, right? They are Lebanese. I want you to Yoruba, but they are Nigerians. But what if they come on lower? Eko is now in the hands of these criminals, and they are also facilitating the incoming president Bola Tinubu trip for medical treatment to Paris. Mutiyawa, Mami Wadada, Dukwe Angola, welcome. And this is what a lot of us don't know, because Enyite Wanile, Atawata Wanita, what it did you are. Whoa, Fede come more the reality gongo. Igbo ti fẹ́ gbalẹ̀ mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́, but àwọn eléyìí ti gbalẹ̀ mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́ already. They've already taken much out of Lagos State, because Lagos gangan everybody fẹ́ target. Àti Igbo, àti Hausa, àti Fulani, àti Lebanese, àti other countries around the globe. They are all after Lagos State. So Tani Gilbert Chagoury tó sọ pé òun ló sponsor medical trip with Tinubu lọ sí Paris. Tinubu can tell you he's resting, he's going to go. But intelligent is saying that he's not doing very well. I pray for Kolon for Nalafia. We pray for Koko. But our question to Nigerians, especially Yoruba, is báwo ni bàbá yìí níbo ló ti rí owó tó fi di pé nínú Nàìjíríà wọ́n ní billionaire ni, diplomat ni, philanthropist ni, who lives in Paris but own control Lagos State money lórí. So while you are shouting Igbo, òun ò wá sí Nàìjíríà mọ́, Paris ló ń gbé. I'm sure pé àwọn Macron náà ti fún ní immunity kó jókòó síbẹ̀. Olówó ni, olówó náà níbẹ̀ fún wọn. But nationality ọmọ Nàìjíríà ni. He was born in 1946. I'm sure pé àwọn ìyá wa kan the same age mate ní ẹ̀yìn fàgbùdù níta. Ẹ̀yìn fàgbùdù. Gbòòrò fagbó, bàbá yìí tó jẹ́ kó jẹ́ bí age mate ti yín, ó ti gba ẹ̀kọ́ mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́, ó ti gbalẹ̀ mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́. Kí làwọn investment tó ní Nàìjíríà? Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ lọ wò yẹn, ká lè close some of these, because I've now opened too many. Hey, Katrina baby, oh, Katrina baby, Katrina. Àwọn Hausa yóò tẹ̀ kí àpẹ Katrina tẹ̀ lo ìjáàbù lórí ó mà lágbára. Katrina baby, Katrina tẹ ó lọ dágbére fún wọn nílẹ̀ Hausa pé òun ti ń lọ, òun ti ń lọ. Katrina lọ dágbére fún wọn, ó lọ dágbére fún wọn pé òun ti ń lọ. So àti rí àwọn Katrina baby, ìyá mi ìyá bọ̀ máa ń fi èyí kó ìkí wá tí wọ́n máa ń ṣá kó tó gbéjọ́ wà lálẹ́ kò ń fẹ́ close the page yìí ni. So this is the final goodbye from Katrina baby, our mother. Katrina Land she's going to be leaving Nigeria. A new man will be taking over. So Lord Dagbe, if I'm around not to thank you so much for job well done. I can close the lid. So I still want to keep this one there. Hillary Clinton, what here? No, foundation mo fẹ́ close the lane on it because mo fẹ́ open too many browsers. Hillary Clinton connection to Nigeria tyrant Sani Abacha. A senior official, this was in August 24, 2016 by Sahara Reporter. That's why they don't like Omoyele Sowore. He has exposed a lot of them and they are like, I feel like crying, let me say, crying about this information. Má bínú. Àwọn program yìí wà tó yẹ pé a máa touch yàn lára. Àwọn àdéjọ ọmọ Yorùbá wà ní Nàìjíríà à ń kàn kadà káàkiri. Àwọn kan ń ṣayé mọ́ wa lórí. According to Sahara Reporter, August 24, 2016, a senior official of the Clinton Foundation, the political well-connected charity started by former U.S. President Bill Clinton, sought State Department favor from Gilbet Chagoury. Mo fẹ́ gbójú Gilbet mọ́. So, Clinton Foundation ní wá favour lára bàbá yìí. Gègédú ti bẹ́ wàhálà ń ṣẹlẹ̀ bọ̀. This was 2016. Why ti gbogbo àwa tẹ́ à focus nìkan tó ń lọ nínú Nàìjíríà? Àwọn tó mọ Nàìjíríà dáadáa wọ́n mílíkẹ̀. So tó máa ń sọ pé kàbá. Part of the cabal are these individuals. Àwọn ò ní láti gbénu Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n mọ tó ń lọ nínú Nàìjíríà dèmi àti wọ́lọ́. Wọ́n mọ Nàìjíríà back to back. Wọ́n mọ gbogbo yàn. Wọ́n bá pààyàn léde ní ìsìn wọn mọ bó ṣe máa dáàbò lẹ̀. Bọ́ bá fẹ́ jalè wọ́n mọ tó fẹ́. Because they have been given the power. So kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin àwọn Gilbert Chagoury? If they can have influence in Hillary Clinton, mo love Bill Clinton bàjẹ́. Ẹgbọ́n bí tí Bill Clinton sọ níbí báyìí, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́n tó sọ. Ó ní àwọn jagun títí ní Biafra war àwọn padà sálọ náà ni. A ṣe pé ní ọ̀sán yìí. Let me just buttress it here again. You're watching a live transmission. My name is Olami Koiki. If you're thinking, how do we support this young man? I'm still a young man. You can do so by quickly putting it in his voluntary donation. And then by the time I come back in a few seconds, we're going to hear from Bill Clinton, the former president of the United States of America. A lot of people love Bill Clinton, even though Louis, kí lórúkọ bèbí tó wà tí Bill Clinton tó jẹ́ ṣe rọ́mpì. Ó fẹ́ tarnish image Bill Clinton. But people still love Bill Clinton even after Louis. Ẹ̀rọ mi orúkọ woman tó wà tí Bill Clinton jọ ṣe rọ́mpì ní White House. Alọ́run tó orúkọ àti tó gbé fídíò wọlé. Ẹ sáré rán mi létí ṣì máa wojú tèmi lọ nínú details wà níbẹ̀. Alọ́run tó orúkọ yẹn. Ṣé Louis kí ló ń jẹ́ náà? Orúkọ yẹn dẹ́sà pa mi lórí nísìnyí. That beautiful girl tó ń ṣe secretary Bill Clinton. Lewinsky, kí lorúkọ the other name full name ni mo ní. Lewinsky kìíní kan ló ń jẹ́ Monica. Monica baby party Clinton jẹ́ Monica. Kéèsì yẹn ní agbára. Ìjà lè ṣerú ẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà. Ẹ̀wọ̀n tó bá Clinton fà ó fẹ́ fọwọ́ ẹ̀ ní ẹ̀pà. Let's watch the video.
But our historic memory includes the notion that your greatest days were under Ivan, Peter the Great, and Catherine the Great. In other words, when you could control your neighbors. And people don't want to be controlled anymore. They want to be free to chart their own course. I'll never forget the first time a man with impeccable military credentials, the warden of Rhodes House, who was Admiral Viscount Montgomery's aide de camp in World War II, said, you know, you're going to have to leave Vietnam. For the same reason we had to leave Nigeria. We left Nigeria. There was a horrible war. 3 million people died. But we had to go, and you're going to have to go. And I said, why? He said, because they don't want you. You know, people want to chart their own course. They have to kill some people.
So that is Bill Clinton. After tó ti ṣe president tán, ó ní the way táwọn ṣe fi Biafra war sílẹ̀ tí over 2 million people died. Nigerians, beef up because there is something that is going to erupt. How, when, I don't know. But one thing is, brother, check your WhatsApp. Okay, I'll do so later. Let me say this, whether we like it or not, Nigeria cannot survive as much as the years it has survived already. The time is getting closer. More people will wake up one day and they'll get angry more than me. Monica Lewinsky almost, or should we say, had a good time with our friend, our own Bill Clinton, but that's for that. So let's come back now to Gilbet Chagoury, the Nigerian Lebanese businessman convicted of helping former head of state Sani Abacha steals billions of public dollars, public dollar. The revelations contained in the 2009 exchange of emails between Clinton Foundation executive Doug Bam and two senior State Department officials during Mrs. Clinton's time as a Secretary of State raised new questions about the relationship between the foundation and the Clinton State Department that is currently a subject of intense debate in the U.S. presidential campaign. In this U.S. presidential election year, these developments are fueling accusations by the opposition Republican Party, who claim that Clintons abused their role as public servants and work against U.S. interests. Is Bola Ahmed Tinubu going to work or is currently working against the interest of Nigeria by doing what we can call relationship with Gilbert Chagoury, a criminal that his hand has been felt in different criminality things that he has done, because we know that he's a criminal. But when we go back to the 1999 Constitution, let me remind you, the Constitution says that this Constitution is a supreme and its provision shall have binding force on the authorities and persons throughout the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But when you look at the number 2, it says, and I quote, "The Federal Republic of Nigeria shall not be governed, nor shall any persons like Chagoury family, the Otedola family, the Dangote family, the Bio family, the Okoya family, the Adenuga family, the Tony Elemelu, the whoever you might remember, that they will not be the one to control the government of Nigeria." So today, I'm asking, who is controlling the government of Nigeria? And if we have foreigners, oh, Koiki, don't say that. Gilbert Chagoury na born in Nigeria now. Why you say na be foreigner? Okay, we know that he is born in Nigeria, but he has stronger ties with Lebanese. Are they selling Nigeria to the Lebanese government? We saw something that played out. Tebalosori Cocoon Foundation. Remember that they were throwing Pali Indomie noodles. Those are also part of what has been used on the average Lagosian that is looking for Indomie noodles. Why the Chagoury family are controlling the biggest part. This is one is for Tedola, but the Chagourys are controlling the biggest part, the biggest project, the biggest landmark in what is known as Nigeria. They are the one in charge of Eco-Atlantic, and that is one of their most powerful projects. Let's go back to the video again. Now we know that apart from Eco-Atlantic, they are also interested in Southern Energy. I think I have something that can back up that they are doing some other things as well. Some of their businesses in Nigeria. So many things are in accusation. Nigerian billionaire building the U.S. biggest consulate. Another wahala there. Remember that the U.S. is building the biggest embassy. But it seems that àwọn Chagoury kan náà ló tún bá wọn build it. Bí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan pẹ̀lú America àtàwọn people yìí? We're going to come back there. Aliko Dangote, we can see him there in the picture with the Chagoury, with Benayade, the criminal governor. When you now come here and say, you don't abuse all these guys, they are all criminals. Everybody is just doing eye service. According to what we have here, the facility was commissioned in Victoria Island by the Cross River State Governor, Professor Ben Ayade, in the company of the President Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, the Special Advisor on Entrepreneurship to the Katsina government, Alhaji Ibrahim Jikamashi, Publisher and Editor-in-the-Chief Daily Times, Fidelis Anosika, Chairman Eco-Atlantic, Ronald Shigaro, or the Chagoury. So Ronald Chagoury is different from Gilbert Chagoury. They are two different people. So I don't want us to mix it together, okay? So let's see if we can find a bit about so Ronald Chagoury Olele. Okay, so he's the one in charge of all these, LNG, blah blah blah. They just set up one company. As long as people can just find something. I've tried to read about them. I can't even see much about them there. Nothing interesting because they're criminals. So all this is just, what, let's see if there's anything in the press. Okay, let's see what they have in the press. Industry leaders set for real estate unit summit. Developer to showcase Eco-Atlantic City in UK. Okay, Eco-Atlantic City raises hopes for FDI. These are some of the news that, and what they do is they bribe all these newspapers, just write something about us, something very good, and they send money to their account, or sometimes they give them cash so that nobody trace them. And then you see Punch newspaper, hey, developer to showcase Eco-Atlantic in the UK, and they're so bloody what? Criminals. And then Yoruba people will go and buy property. Hey, even if they build Eco-Atlantic, they don't want to know who is behind the Eco-Atlantic. All they are more interested is how can I buy a house there, because I can now use my pound sterling to buy a house there. And when I talk about Yoruba, they tell me shut up. But it is the Lebanese criminal that is bringing this project to London. So this was in 2017. Punch newspaper. It doesn't cost the Chagoury family £1 million naira. It's and when you see the South Energy Nigerian Limited, developer of Eco-Atlantic City, and the real estate investment firm, Fine and Country, as well as other stakeholders, are partnering to who? Investors to Nigeria real estate market. And Yoruba people will go and buy property, put their money there, and they use all these as a cover-up. While the real criminality is to take Nigeria from you and take Lagos State, because Lagos is where, as versions of people think by Lagos, the Lebanese are also taking Lagos from you. So whenever you are calling into the program, don't come and tell me Igbo think talk about the Lebanese that has already taken half of Lagos State already. The vice chairman of the South Energy Nigeria Limited, Mr. Ronald Chagoury Jr., said the Refine Investor Series 2017 scheduled to take place in London, United Kingdom on October 6 and 7 will be a leading premium real estate forum targeting Nigerians in the diaspora because they need your money. The Lebanese need your money, okay, to come and invest in Nigeria. Another international investor. Eco-Atlantic is excited to be part of the Refine Investor Series in the United Kingdom. The roadshow will guarantee investors in the diaspora the opportunity to invest directly in Eco-Atlantic City. The roadshow will certainly restore the confidence of Nigerians in diaspora who are unwillingly to invest in the country real estate. And this is part of the trap that they've done and by putting this out. So that project that they are doing is this one. Let's watch a little bit more.
South Energex Nigeria Limited, a subsidiary of the Chagoury Group, was granted permission to build a preliminary sea wall to protect Victoria Island.
Who granted that? Who granted it? Who was the Lagos State governor in 2005? Who was the governor? Sonke, good morning. Or good evening. Because actually half an hour before 12. Who was the governor? Quickly. And the governor was in Lagos State in 2005. Emerson were program. I'm just waiting. Who was our governor in Lagos 2005? Mukim Baba Bakari Adekunle. Who was the governor in 2005? And the governor? Bola Jagabandi. Okay. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu gave the go-ahead to the Chagoury to start this project. So kò ń ṣe ní ní àwọn Chagoury èèyàn kan ní àmọ̀dá oríṣiríṣi orúkọ ló máa ń lò bàbá tọ̀létọ̀lé bàbá ní pampers. In 2005 ni wọ́n ti fún wọn ní permission. Ta ló fún wọn ní permission ní omi yín? Ta ló fún àwọn Chagoury family? Bola Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State in 2005. So tẹ́ bá wá sí ibẹ̀ tẹ́ ń sọ pé ó fẹ́ gbè kó mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́ ẹ jẹ́ lọ dé Tinubu tí ó ti tẹ̀ kó dànù fún gbogbo yín. That's why I said don't get involved with a lot of politicians. Ẹ fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ o, they know themselves. Gbogbo ẹ̀ wọn àgbà kó mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́ tẹ́ ẹlẹ́mìí pé mo láìkì Ìgbòho akọ́kọ́ fìyàn tì mí síwájú bọ́tẹ́ àti jẹ́ kó gbè kó mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ ẹmọ ọkàn kì í ṣèdí bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀. Whereas Tinubu ti tẹ̀ kó dànù fún gbogbo yín. Ṣé Igbo ni àwọn Chagoury? They are Lebanese. And when I come here and say, ẹ fi ọ̀rọ̀ politics sílẹ̀, yeah, party government, bí Fẹlá ṣe sọ. Everybody, Ògúnlérè, oríṣiríṣi orúkọ ló ń jẹ́. Ẹ fi ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn olóṣèlú sílẹ̀, àwa tá à ń ṣe Yorùbá nation, ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú politics. Everybody will say, Koiki, come má bàa gba Lagos mi lọ. But you heard it there in this documentary. Ẹ jẹ́ ká rewind it there sí. These omi, wọ́n refill omi wa, wọ́n fi kọ́ Èkó Atlantic sí lórí. Ṣé Lema ló máa gbé níbẹ̀? Ṣé ìwọ tí òun pariwo Bọ́lá Tinubu tó wà lọ́nà Ìkòròdú ló fi gbé níbẹ̀? Òmùgọ̀.
City planners, South Energex Nigeria Limited, a subsidiary of the Chagoury Group, was granted permission to build a preliminary...
Granted permission by who? Ṣé federal ni wọ́n fún wọn ní permission yẹn because Obasanjo was the president then as well, while Tinubu was the governor in Lagos State in 2005.
Sea wall to protect Victoria Island from flooding. But Lagos State Governor...
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Lagos State Governor. Ẹ bá rí criminal ilé tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ ò kó máa ń sọ pé òun smart, ìyẹn Fáṣọláì. Tó bá jókòó tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn á ní ọmọ Yorùbá tó rí ẹ̀ pé nì. Di Fáṣọlá mú tó ta Èkó fáwọn Lebanese pẹ̀lú Jagarudi, ẹ bó ṣe wò, ó bá ti mu drug, kò rí kankan mọ́. Gbogbo tó ń fi wọ́n yẹn kò rí jack shit, kò rí anything. Ojú ẹ̀ ti parẹ́ kó tó jáde sójú títì. And today, the Yoruba people are there. They are Mr. Kolu. Ogoyewo gbogbolo. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wo further.
Saw the merit in going much further than that. They implemented an ingenious idea to overcome 100 years of severe coast.
Ẹ wá ní káwọn onílé má bá yín jà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. I just pray that there is no flood in Lagos State. Why did they always say they give them permission to take on other people's land? Yorùbá politician ló fún wọn ní permission. Orí ìwọ̀n tó máa ń bú Koiki Media, ó mọ̀ kó wọ̀ dá kọ̀ọ̀kan mọ̀. Okay? I just pity your life in Nigeria. Continue to be abusing us. Continue to be talking while those that control your life are not even living in Nigeria. The Chagourys are not living in Nigeria. They just have people that work for them like you. Where will Mama she driver? No, she driver because they're not going to employ you, even with your degree.
Erosion while building a new city on reclaimed land at the same time. The once devastated shoreline was not only repaired but re-established to where it once was, 1.5 miles offshore. The fact is that today...
This is where Shango Amoda, the governor in 2009, is also confirming in this video and is now the incoming president according to INEC. He's the same man that has been given access by the Chagoury to travel to Paris for medical treatment.
And a laboratory that tackles the entire Victoria land of Lagos has been arrested and is being converted to a great asset of prosperity.
Great asset for who? Who owns the asset? Ṣé asset yẹn, is it for the Lagosians? Is it for his own family? Is it for Seyi Tinubu? Is it for the family of Tinubu in the near future? Or is it for the benefit of everyone, whether you are Lagosian or not?
That great asset is here and now in Echo Atlantic. To make it...
This Echo Atlantic, why is the US government now also being pointed to having invested in it as well? So let me quickly give you the background of the Chagoury again. Mr. Gilbet Chagoury is the chairman Chagoury Group with his younger brother, Mr. Ronald Chagoury. So Chagoury Junior yẹn òun ló bá wọn manager báwọn lè ti dàgbà. So the new, and when you go to in Lagos State, when they are spending money, they are doing big things. These are all criminals that have used our wealth to oppress our people. And àwọn girls tó bá lé opportunity, mo gbọ́ pé wọ́n náà àwọn girls kan ní àpapá, àwọn tó ń fẹ́ àwọn Abacha níjọ́ náà lọ́rùn, àwọn náà máa ń bá àwọn ilé náà sùn. But as tó bá ní access sí wọn. So let's read a bit about this Chagoury one more time. Mr. Gilbert Chagoury, at least everybody knows his face right now. So Lele, so Tibani Gilbert in Lele. So bon Sheri Lele, on àti Bill Clinton here, okay? So you need to record that. I'm going to read that and leave that and read that. So and his brother and with his younger brother, Mr. Ronald Chagoury. So Tiban show ile fún yín tẹ́lẹ̀. This is the junior Chagoury, okay? Òun náà kàn jẹ́ Ronald ní bọ̀kún ṣe bàbá ilé ní ọmọ ẹ̀ lélẹ̀ òun ní the vice whatever chairman. So I'm going to close this now so that we don't lose this broadcast. Let's come back here. They both co-founded a company in 1971, just about almost 7 years before I was born in 1978. The Chagoury Group is a business conglomerate with interest in construction, real estate, property development, flour milling, water bottling, purification, gas manufacturing, insurance, hotels, furniture, manufacturing, telecommunications, IT, catering, and international financing. Lára àwọn ọmọ tó ń ṣe nìyẹn láti 1971. The Chagoury brothers were both born and raised in Lagos State. Ṣé àwọn náà lè claim ọmọ Lagos State? Mo bèrè ní o fún èyí tí ẹ̀ ń bọ̀ wá. Can they also claim Lagosian? Or can we say, no, they are not Lagosians. But they are born in Nigeria by their Lebanese immigrant parents that settled in Nigeria in the 1940s, where they became fully part of Nigerian society and culture. After his education in Lebanon, Gilbert returned to Nigeria, while Ronald joined in later after completing his own studies in Lebanon and the United States of America. The Chagoury brothers co-founded C&C Constructions in the late 1979, which I believe was at that time, if I'm right, Obasanjo was our military head of state. I hope my record is okay. But going into that, I put Chagoury Lofba Ijoba in 1979. So they've been part of Nigeria for a very long time, and they know the in and out and the back end of Nigeria, which was the fourth runner of ITEC and the ITB, which now form the construction division of the Chagoury Group of companies. From these small beginnings, the Chagoury Group has grown to encompass a multifaceted business conglomerate with estimate value of about $4.2 billion. When they talk about small business that rise up like this, there's always a government that also funded Latabele. Like people like Otedola, everybody knows that his wealth is not genuine because everybody knows, he was also his father, the Otedola has always been in the government and they've never been clean. Everybody knows that. So Otedola, this is one of his investment now as well. Again, somewhere in Carrington Crescent in Victoria Island. And he has a plant operation in Itobe, in Ajaokuta Expressway in Kogi, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Just like the Chagourys as well. So let's come back quickly to the Chagoury. So some of their, I don't need to go into too much details again. So some of their industry to operate in Nigeria, they have the Grand Mullins Dubini, they have the Port Harcourt Flour Mill, Ideal Flour Mill, Nigerian Eagle Flour Mill. So Nigerian Eagle Flour Mill, These are owned by Lebanese. Tinkan Island, Niger Delta Flour Mill, Ragolis Water, Glass Force, Pyrotech, Celluloid Furniture. They're also interested in the healthcare. So what's UK, in Nigeria, you can go to Ideal Eagle Hospital. Part of their construction is the C&C construction, ITB construction, high-tech construction, Fleetwood transportation, and some of their project is the real estate, which is the Eco-Atlantic that we'll be showing you, and the Ocean Parade. They're also interested in hospitality, so Eco Hotel is one of their most important building that almost every socialite in Nigeria make use of Eco Hotel. If you don't have your event at Eco Hotel, nobody knows you, and everybody knows Eco Hotel as one of the most exclusive. I slept there once. I don't see anything, but it's okay. But I slept there once myself. Hotel Presidential, Condil Catering, and that is who these people are. Once again, they are well connected, as you can see them with the Dangote and the Cross River State right here as well. We'll come closer. But why is this news as at last year May on the cable says Nigerian billionaire building US biggest consulate in Nigeria is an ex-convict? The United States government has been accused of going into business with Gilbet Chagoury, Nigerian Lebanese developer and the founder of Eco-Atlantic, despite his criminal record. Born in Nigeria into a Lebanese immigrant, so àtọ̀húnrìn náà ni òun náà kọ́kọ́ bí sí Nàìjíríà ni. Ìyàtọ̀ kan ní sí ni pé ó ti gba more out of Lagos than any other Yoruba man or Yoruba woman. The Chagoury co-founded the Chagoury Group in the Lagos in 1971. We just talked about it. The conglomerate owns construction, real estate, hotel, glass, and flour milling businesses. The Eco-Atlantic project, which started in 2008, is a real estate project that features residential and commercial properties. The project is privately funded by the South Energy Nigeria Limited. The developers and the city planners, a subsidiary of Nigeria-based Chagoury Group of companies. How many hours last year? Because we got to open the phone line. Wow, we got to open the phone line now because this program is not going to be more than 3 hours. So the phone line will be open for those of us that just want to add 1 or 2 input, and then we can start winding down because at exactly 3 hours, I'm going to end the program. The company is working in partnership with the Lagos State government and is fully supported by the Nigerian government. Again, a very highlight there is in partnership with Lagos State government, supported by the Nigerian government. Now that Tinubu is even the president, you can imagine just the same way Atiku would also have sold Nigeria to his own partners. But we know now that Tinubu is not in Nigeria, but his medical trip has been supported by Gilbet Chagoury, as we have been talking earlier. Also, information is saying that, I'm just moving fast forward now, the CGN has sneaked out of Nigeria to have a meeting with Tinubu here in London. Tinubu is currently stuck in Paris, kò tíì wọ London, but only lè this guy kúrò ní Nigeria pẹ̀lú wheelchair, but hotel tó wà ó rọ́mpì káàkiri nínú hotel ni, according to People's Gazette. So the CGN, which is the Chief Justice of Nigeria, in case you don't know the meaning of CGN, Ariwola has disguised on a wheelchair in London hotel for a secret meeting with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, your incoming president. So in case you don't know. So that is also in the news. This is also the Chagoury, as we were looking at them earlier. You can see Bill Clinton, you can see Jonathan. These are some of their projects, and you can see right there as the Chagoury continue. I think this was the one we were playing earlier. Okay, no. àpótí plẹ̀tàn dé ibi tí then fast forward, okay? You can see them there. Let's watch a little bit more.
It's my singular honor and privilege to launch a Go-Atlantic City project.
The city is being developed by private financing, with the full backing of both the federal government and Lagos state government.
Emory National Sari Bigade is fully supported by the federal and the state so that they can get money from anywhere in the world. Anything that a lot of us don't understand is if whatever you're doing in any country, the government is being about to put any backing, you can take that letter to anywhere. So even if the Chagoury doesn't want to use their own personal money, they can go to anywhere. They can go to anywhere in the world and say, look, the governor of Lagos State or the government of Lagos State and the federal has approved our project for building this, gigantic project, and we need funding. Just as the project Dangote was able to raise equity fund because the federal government backed Dangote. Okay? So as much as the project is worth about $80 billion, according to what we are told, that Dangote to my one project here, only imagine $1 million. Ó máa raise gbogbo owó yẹn láti tà because guarantee wà láti federal government. So let's move further. And that is Buhari again, backing that project. And you can see there, that is Ambo Day. Ambo Ati Ó padà lé náà ni, kò padà dé mọ́ rárá. And you can see Tinubu there looking at Buhari say, why not the tán, èmi ló kàn.
His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, praised the developers.
Praise the development, definitely. What do you expect a Fulani man to say with his Lebanese brothers in Islam? And I think that's Abike Dabiri, Olumando, Escaf, Loke, and when these are images that are projected outside the world like this, definitely the international investors feel very, very satisfied that Buhari, because they need Buhari to also come and endorse it. And that's exactly what they were able to do. That's Yayi. But boy, Fulani guy, kò síbi tí Buhari bá lọ tẹ́ẹ̀ níbi tó tẹ̀. Àmọ́ṣẹ́ tí ẹ o. But kò sẹ́niwẹ̀ tí Buhari bá lọ. Eré tó wọ glasses tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ Tinubu ni mo sọ.
I'm very grateful for those who agreed to invest so much in our country.
No, you're now investing in our country. They're taking our land, okay, Mr. President. And you can see the more capture face there. You can see Ambode, Abike Dabiri, and you can see the Chagoury, Olowo glasses. They're all criminals. And this is how your country has been sold out to the Lebanese. And a lot of you are here about shipping line listening, which because after 3 hours, I need it back up. So I'm just going to open the phone line briefly. Everybody, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Yẹmí, you must send owó sí mi láti Nàìjíríà. Àtẹ̀wá Nàìjíríà tẹ̀ tún máa send owó sí mi. Thank you so much. I've just seen your receipt that you sent to me. Thank you so much. I can't love you less. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Màá lè rówó sẹ́ndì sí ọmọ wa ní alẹ́ tí bá wa gbà tó parí ètò ìjọba sẹ́ndì sí nísìn. A lè fi ṣe lára owó tó fẹ́ lò ní wíkẹ́ndì. So ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, ẹ yá mi létí yín. The longer tàbá ṣe pẹ̀ sínú Nàìjíríà, níbo la mọ̀ tí Tinubu tún máa tà? Èwo la mọ̀ tí wọ́n ti tà tẹ́lẹ̀ lára ilẹ̀ ń wò ní bíbá nílùú Èkó? Àwọn wo ló tún ní more interest nínú Nàìjíríà? You are there saying kò síṣẹ́, kò lówó, is because wọ́n factor ayé wa mọ́ ti wọn. Gbogbo àwọn tó Lai Muhammed, bàbá àgbàlagbà, ọ̀rẹ́ náà bó ṣe dàbí shit. That is Buhari there as well.
To make get a secure area for operations, capable of handling big businesses and investments throughout Africa.
You can see him there. No, do. Buhari to and does and that's how they need. And right there and there, these even town about the wealth that they have taken away from Yoruba land. Ṣé a máa lè gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn padà tàbá ṣì wà nínú Nàìjíríà? Ṣé project tàwọn ilé àti tàwọn Igbo tí gbogbo wa ń pariwo ni wọ́n fi gbẹ̀kọ́ mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́? Ṣé is it not something that is worth looking into? I'm not saying that Igbo might not have interest láti gbẹ̀kọ́, but why have we not pushed this? Kí ló dé tí àwọn politicians play narrative jáde pé àwọn Lebanese fi gbẹ̀kọ́ mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́? Why the narrative of the Igbos? Because àwọn yẹn ló súnmọ́ wa bí etí ọrùn láti fi ṣan wa. But àwọn Lebanese tí wọ́n ti gbẹ̀kọ́ mọ́ gbogbo yín lọ́wọ́ àti so many other places, we have neglected such.
The valuable potential of Echo Atlantic was also...
And you can see them there, Amusun, Tinubu, you can see gbogbo wọn agbádá tó máa ń dúró sí yẹn, ikùn wọn dàbí olè ní Amusun ní onífìlà gbogbo. They are all criminals. Ẹ̀sìn náà àwọn òyìnbó lẹ́yìn wọn, àwọn investors nìyẹn.
So predicted by...
You can see them all there working into that project.
Former US President Bill...
That's it. Bill Clinton wa. About the Bill Clinton anywhere, what he endorsed and all.
Clinton, back in 2000.
You can see Bill Clinton. They brought him there because they need Bill Clinton to come and also endorse such. And these, an average Yoruba man see these images now, they are just so excited and they are very, very happy. Bill Clinton. Remember that our life is in our hands. It's not in the hands of anybody. Should we remain as Nigerians? Some will be successful, some will be well connected, some will struggle, just as some of us are struggling outside. But should we decide our own fate in our hands? We can change the narrative. We can do a new constitution that will then be able to change a lot of the narratives that have been done. But these are so many powerful reasons why we say fighting for Yoruba nation. We work from the angle of, hey, Yoruba nation, no going back. Yoruba nation, no. Remember that Bill Clinton was in Nigeria to endorse the Chagoury. I don't know when he came down there, but this video was about 2018. I don't know when Bill Clinton was part of that as well. But I think Fashola time was probably during that time. Ambode was there as well. And let's watch a little bit more.
13. It will help to diversify the economy of Nigeria.
Okay? Yeah, when Bill Clinton speak, what else do you want to say? It will help to diversify the... Was it the president then? The president of the United States of America. I'm not sure. Maybe... I don't know when the video was. I don't know whether. But Bill Clinton as the US president.
Nigeria?
Former, of course. They call just US president. Or board of information if it's not the present one. But it changed it. You have to look at everything when you're watching a program.
Bill Clinton, back in 2013. It will help to diversify the economy of Nigeria.
Okay,
To brand logos all over the world and to create an enormous number of opportunities.
Which opportunity, Bill Clinton? Is it for the indigenous people? About Lebanese, about cronies in 2001. So definitely it was the former president at the time he came to endorse this project. And it shows how powerful these individuals are, not just in Nigeria, but around the world.
This is something I'm telling you, there will be countless numbers of people coming here to study. And the former president of Nigeria,
Or to be Jonathan Mawasibe.
His Excellency Goodluck Jonathan also expressed gratitude for the project.
It's a great example of partnership to transform land lost to erosion.
Transform land that is lost to erosion, but not for the Yoruba people or the indigenous people.
To a delightful ocean city.
So,
Tambua, criminal or criminals. They just want to be relevant. They are all criminals. We want to my promise.
far, 3 successive Lagos state governors
3 successful. Around Chagoury, ẹ bó ṣe dúró pẹ̀lú Tinubu. Ṣẹ̀rí ẹrú lèlè, ẹrú edébìlà, ẹwà ago tó wọ̀ sọ́wọ́. Wọ́n lọ́wọ́ ìbọn tago yẹn, àmọ́ sùn. When you see them, you look at everything from there. And you can see the Chagouries. Udefila, Billionaire. Rẹ́pọ̀n bó ṣe gbé jáde ní ṣòkòtò. Ẹlẹ́pọ̀n búlù. And my people, you can see why Yoruba nation is fighting a lot of fights.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Babatunde Raji Fashola, and Akinwunmi Ambodi have collectively ushered in a new era of opportunities.
Fashola, Ambodi, and Tinubu. So 3 former governors, as at the time Ambodi was the governor.
And investment at no cost to their governments.
They want also at no cost to their government. So I'm funded.
Echo Atlantic holds a place of pride for Nigeria. It is a global city of world-class design and international recognition.
So, as we come back out of all these, I think I've touched everything I need to touch. Their link as well to the U.S. embassy that wants to be built in Nigeria, and then so on and so forth. So, again, the Los Angeles Times on August 28, 2016, his name is on a gallery at the Laval and Medical Schools in Lebanon. He has received an award for his generosity to the Catholic Church and St. Jude's Children's Hospital. He owns a 7-bedroom hilltop mansion in Beverly Hills. He has a high-level network of friends from Washington to Lebanon to Vatican, where he serves as an ambassador for the tiny island nation of St. Lucia. His website shows him shaking hands and laughing with Pope Francis. I never imagined what future will hold for me, Chagoury once says of his boyhood in Nigeria. But I knew there was a vision for my life that was greater than I could imagine. I consider it a duty to give back. They always giving back. Since the 90s, Chagoury has also cultivated a friendship with the Clinton family, in part by writing large checks, including a contribution of at least $1 million to the Clinton Foundation. By the time Hillary Clinton became the Secretary of State, the relationship was strong enough for Bill Clinton's closest aide to push for Chagoury to get access to the top diplomat, and the agency began exploring a deal still under consideration to build a consulate on the Chagoury farmland in Lagos in Nigeria. So these deals, what they build the U.S. embassy, right, is part of what so that embassy tó fi kọ́ sí Lagos State, orí ilẹ̀ àwọn Chagoury ló fi rà ló fi kọ́ sí. But even as those talks were on the way, bureaucrats in other arms of the State Department were examining accusations that Chagoury had unsavory affiliations stemming from his activities and friendship in Lebanon. After a review, Chagoury was refused a visa to enter the U.S. last year. Chagoury is a prominent example of the minnox between Hillary Clinton's State Department and the family's Clinton Foundation, which has come under renewed scrutiny during her presidential run. The organization, founded as a way for the Clintons to tap their vast network for charitable works, has tackled some of the steepest challenges in the developing world, including rebuilding Haiti and fighting AIDS in Africa. It has also come under fire for his willingness to accept money from foreign government with interest in swaying U.S. policy during Clinton time as Secretary of State, and the controversial histories of some donors, part of the dictator inner circle. Chagoury was born in 1946 in Lagos to a Lebanese parent, and as a child attended school in Lebanon. He sold shoes and cars in Nigeria, according to a biography on his website, before marrying the daughter of a prominent Nigeria businessman. The moment you marry a prominent Nigerian businessman, boom, your money becomes nowhere. During the rule of General Sani Abacha, who seized power in Nigeria in 1993, Chagoury prospered, receiving development deals and oil franchise. And the moment you start receiving these from a government like Abacha, before you know, you will become a billionaire in no time. And a lot of you that are now asking me questions. Koiki, you cannot sit in London and be talking about breakup of Nigeria. Well, maybe you should go and look at the Chagoury family that are controlling your life as the others as well in that contraction you call Nigeria. In the late 90s, the Chagoury portrayed himself as an Abacha insider as he tried to influence American policy to be more friendly to the regime. Soon after, President Clinton named Donald E. McHenry a special envoy to Nigeria in 1995. Gilbet and brother Ronald Chagoury visited McHenry in his office at Georgetown University in Washington. The U.S. was pushing for the return of democratic rule in Nigeria. Abacha, meanwhile, was eager to have his country taken off a U.S. list of nations that enabled drug trafficking, McHenry said. Their effort was to try and influence anyone who they thought could influence the U.S. government, McHenry said, adding that their approach was heavy-handed. They tried every key on the piano. Try every key. Abacha turned out to be one of the most notorious kleptocrats in memory, stealing billions in public funds. Acting Assistant Attorney General Mitili Rama later said. After the death of Abacha in 1998, the Nigerian government hired lawyers to track down the money. The trail led to bank accounts all over the world. Some, guess what, under Gilbet Chagoury control, which is this guy. Pastor Shola Mukin. This is a great revelation. How many blindly are the Yoruba leaders following the Fulanis after them joining us together and liberate the Yoruba nation out of the zoo? So tonight, we have just again exposed one of the most corrupt individuals that has been backed by the late Sani Abacha and that has used the wealth of Nigerians, where millions of dollars, only God knows how much is still with them, that is Abacha money. But according to the Los Angeles Times of August 2016, says, and I quote, after Abacha's death in 1998, and let me pull it up a little bit so that so I don't want to increase it. You can see right there, it says, and I quote, after Abacha coup in 1998, the Nigerian government hired lawyers to track Owoti Abacha Ji. Some of the trail, trail, it all lead to banks account all over the world. Some of them was under this guy called Gilbet Chagoury. Gilbet Chagoury, as I speak to you tonight, is the one taking Bola Tinubu medical facility in Paris. So you know what you're about to go into as you think Tinubu is coming to save the Yoruba people. Chagoury would deny knowing the funds were stolen. Chagoury says, I don't know about that stole the money. Chagoury would deny knowing the funds were stolen, paid a 1 million Swiss francs, then about $600,000 and gave back, wow, ẹmọ tó dá padà fún Nàìjíríà $65 million. Wọ́n máa lè tó máa wá síbẹ̀ tó máa bú Koiki Media orípórí ẹ̀ ti gbálẹ̀. This guy returned $65 million to the Nigerian government after money from Abacha was found in his own account. So when you come here and come and accuse me, and you accuse somebody like my Baba Akintoye, and you come and accuse CSI, you can say that Afikeloma Toro Idariji. Like I said, thank you so much, Ibeson Tony. This man, I didn't write this article. This article was published by Los Angeles Times by Joseph Tafani, August 28, 2016. Gilbet Chagoury, he didn't return 65 million naira. He gave back Nigerian government $65 million. A sweet conviction was expunged, a spokesperson for Chagoury said. I don't even know what to say. Let's go further. The ties, I'm sure the money that was returned as well is nowhere to be found today. So I pity a lot of you Nigerians that are accusing a lot of us, like myself personally, that have stolen money that I didn't even steal from you in the first place, that I never stole. You have accused Igbowo. You have accused Baba Akintoye. But tonight, I am telling you that this man, Gilbert Chagoury, that Bola Tinubu is currently in Paris and to facilitate medical travel, Bola Tinubu to Paris, according to the report that we have out there, returned back to the Nigerian government after he actually paid $600,000 to the fund that only Obala counted. But eventually $65 million was returned to Nigeria. Think about it. What that could have done if the money that was even returned back to Nigeria was properly used to support education in Nigeria, your health care, so that when you are sick, you can go to the hospital. Let us see, as we are just under, I'm just about 20 minutes away from the program, so I won't take calls because about call will take me about 3 hours. And it's already 6 minutes past or 13 minutes past 12 midnight. Let it should know. I'm not let it should okay. Let's now finish this up quickly. Kenny ties will be with Clinton. In years after, Chagoury's wealth grew. Not in Africa, Latin pray. His family conglomerate now controls a host of businesses, including construction like the Atlantic companies, flour mills, so to go back in what about the invest the one and see me you understand? So I say flour, you will not matter of flour and what they do. He has used some of that money to build political connections. As a non-citizen, he has been barred from giving to U.S. political campaign. But in 1996, he actually gave $460,000 to a voter registration group that is steered by Bill Clinton's allies and was rewarded with an invitation to a White House dinner. Over the years, Chagoury attended Clinton's 60th birthday fundraiser and helped arrange a visit to St. Lucia, where the former president was paid $100,000 for his speech. Clinton aide Doug Ban even invited Chagoury to his wedding. They're very, very powerful guys. These guys, they can kill you. They can send always send anybody for Biden. They're very powerful. Chagoury also contributed $1 million to He contributed between 1 million to 5 million to Clinton Foundation, according to his list donors. At 2009 Clinton Global Initiative Conference, where businesses, charity leaders pledged to complete the project, the Chagoury Group's Eco-Atlantic development, 9 square kilometers of Lagos coastal land, reclaimed by the seawall, was singled out for praise during a 2013 dedication ceremony in Lagos, just after Hillary Clinton had lost post as the Secretary of State. Bill Clinton lauded the $1 billion Eco-Atlantic as an example to the world of how to fight climate change. I especially thank my friend Gilbet and Rona Chagoury for making it happen, he said. This is Clinton endorsing them in Lagos State. By the last summer, the U.S. diplomat had selected a 9.9-acre property at the Eco-Atlantic as the preferred site for the new Lagos consulate, according to the State Department document. That was probably where the Clinton one there, a lot of deals here. Obtained by the Los Angeles Times show 2 months ago, John Sweet, then the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria, wrote to Washington asking permission to sign a 99-year lease. Okay. I just remember, ìwọ tó ní ẹni Lagos State, wọ́n máa ti gba Lagos mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́, wọ́n máa ti ń sign a lease 99 years, another 100 years. And wọ́n ti ta Lagos ìṣẹ̀. Wọ́n wá síbẹ̀ wọ́n máa pariwo Igbo. Wọ́n ti ta Lagos ìdánù. Definitely his world to increase. Nigeria will never survive. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, Aziz, you still dey there, my brother. Wow. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, mo fẹ́ parí oko 20 minutes. And tonight, you're right, Yami Yabo, they are all killers. These people are very dangerous and heartless. America is signing a 100-year lease of that place, but no deal has been signed, State Department spokesperson Elizabeth Trudeau said, but we now know that America is going ahead with that project because it has now been, concluded. Chagoury declined a request for an interview. A friend and spokesman, Mark Kalora, says Chagoury was a generous, peace-loving man, unfairly scrutinized because of his associate with the Clinton. He says Chagoury last saw Hillary Clinton at the 2006 dinner. The Clinton Foundation and the spokesperson for Bill Clinton did not respond for requests for comment. Chagoury has also given to Republicans. He and his brother, along with Eco-Atlantic, are listed as sponsor for the 2014 art exhibit at the George W. Bush Presidential Center. Suspicious emerged in the U.S. in spite of his network of powerful friends. Gilbert Chagoury has aroused the suspicions of U.S. security officials. In 2010, he was pulled off a private jet in Teterboro, New Jersey, and questioned for 4 hours because he was on the Department of Homeland Security no-fly list. He was subsequently removed from the list, categorized as a selectee, meaning it can fly but receives extra scrutiny. Homeland Security documents show the agency later wrote to Chagoury to apologize for any inconveniences or unpleasantness. That letter did not explain why Chagoury was on the no-fly list, but another Homeland Security document shows agents citing unspecified suspicions of links to terrorism. Wow. Okay, which is more interesting. So, according to this, it seems that they are also, interested in terrorism, which can include financing extremist organization. Chagoury later told reporters that agent asked him what bank he used in Nigeria. Chagoury believes it was unfair for government officials to disclose the episode and to suggest that it was a potential threat. Kolaro said that Chagoury lawyer resolved the issue and that he had never asked anyone else for help. Chagoury told ABC News and the Center for Public Integrity at the time that he was miffed because his travel problems made him miss seeing the Lakers in the playoff. I just love the Lakers. Basketball. His visa trouble stemmed at least in part from his involvement in the tango politics of Lebanon. Chagoury has contributed to charitable projects there, advocate on behalf of the country's Christian and former political alliance, including with Michael Olom, a Lebanese Christian politician who served as the army commander and prime minister during the country's civil war. And you can see it goes on and on and on. Denied a visa. After the Clinton left the State Department, Chagoury again found himself under suspicion by the U.S. security officials. A 2013 FBI agency report citing unverified raw information from a source claiming Chagoury had sent funds to Hon, who transferred money to Hezbollah. The source said Hon was facilitating fundraising for Hezbollah. The U.S. put Chagoury in its database used to screen travelers for possible links to terrorism. Intra-agency memo show the ties between Chagoury and Hon ended years ago in dispute over oil franchise, said Michel Chandarel, an official with Hon's party. Chagoury now banks on Hon rival for the presidency, so they always try to bring somebody that will be favoring to them, just as he has done for Bola Tinubu, I'm sure. The Shara said Hon categorically denied any arrangement where he shared money with Hezbollah or passed funds from Chagoury. No, of course not. It is not in his principle to act as a transporter to anyone. Last summer, when Chagoury planned a trip to Los Angeles, he applied at the U.S. Embassy in Paris for a visitor's visa and was refused, according to interviews and government documents. Based on the FBI report and other allegations from intelligence and law enforcement sources, the State Department denied the application. It cited terrorism-related grounds, a broad category that can apply to anyone believed to have assisted a terrorist group in any way, including providing money. Chagoury has denied ties to Hezbollah. 2 years ago, he helped pay for a conference in Washington on the persecution of Christians in the Middle East. Some attendees supported Hezbollah, but the director of the group that organized the conference said that didn't mean Chagoury or other conference organizers were among them. Hezbollah is part of a political reality of the country, Andrew Doran told the National Review. So I'm just moving forward because a year ago, after his visa application was denied, Chagoury's mansion was put on the market with the asking price of $135 million. It is still for sale. And that is this man that you just heard a bit of his background. And as I leave you tonight, mo fẹ́ kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ká lọ sùn, ká ronú sí ìwọ̀nba díẹ̀ tí a gbọ́ lálẹ́ yìí. Ká bára wa sòtítọ́ ọ̀rọ̀. Ǹjẹ́ bí a ṣe fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tí a tẹ̀ mọ nǹkan míì tó ń lọ nínú ẹ̀. Ilé ìta mọ̀ òun ni ti Chagoury torí is coming to the public limelight. Mélòó lára tí mọ̀ tó ń lọ ní bẹ̀bẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn Chinese, àwọn Pakistan, àwọn olóríṣiríṣi tó ní vast interest nínú gas wa, nínú oil wa, nínú resources wa, but Nigeria ló protect wọn because gbogbo wa sì wà nínú Nigeria. Tá a bá ti kúrò nínú Nigeria, a lè yanjú gbogbo àwọn kinní, a lè rí èyí tá a bá fẹ́ bá ṣe, a lè rí ìdí ẹ̀ padà. Tá a bá sì wà nínú Nigeria, àwọn kan á máa rí ṣe o. Wàá gba àwọn èèyàn síbi iṣẹ́ lóòótọ́, the majority of you will suffer. With all the wealth tí Nigeria ní, èèyàn kan dá odindi $65 million ó dá padà fún government. Only God knows how much dollars ni Abacha kó sí lọ́wọ́, because 65 million ó ṣe $65 ni mo ń sọ yìí o, $65 million ó kọ̀ yọ nínú àkáǹtì kan. Ẹ má bínú, òun ò mọ̀ pé ó lè l'Abacha, owó yẹn ó jí ní ẹ̀yẹ́ gbà padà. Èyí tó kù ńkọ́, wọ́n sì ń lò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ lénìí nísìnyí, they still have access to our resources, and that resources is what me and you are here asking ourselves. Ṣé Yorùbá country ni ẹ fẹ́ àbẹ̀ṣẹ̀fẹ́ Nàìjíríà? If you want Nigeria, ìwọ náà kàn fẹ́ kí ìwọ náà ní access oní network sí wọn kọ́dẹ̀ mọ̀ kódà ẹlòmíì kò ṣáà máa bá wọn ya picture máa bá wọn upload Facebook social media when we can Nigeria Lagos is finished kékeré lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gbọ́dí ẹ̀ lálẹ́ àtúmẹ́lòmíì náà wà bẹ́ẹ̀. The Chagoury family are still very powerful in Nigeria. They can do and undo. They have the network around the world. But one thing is, Elédùmarè tó ń fi ìṣọ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ àwà àtúbọ̀ máa ṣọ́ wa ní gbogbo ìgbà. And like I said all the time, I can only trust myself on this journey. I can't trust anybody. Because ìtagbédání ètò léwu gidi gan ni. A nílò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ní alẹ́ mú kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí as I say Ramadan Kareem Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí oṣù yẹn kí ó bá wa láyé délẹ̀. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Yorùbá nation will be able to stop at least some of the táwọn politicians ń ṣe. We will never give room for all these politicians. But they know the game very well more than you and me. And whether it's Tisiwaju, and that's what we are playing. Slow things down. Dàpọ̀ sí láàrin da gbogbo ẹ̀rú kó má rojútùú. Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kó rojútùú fáwa o. Ẹ jẹ́ àgbọ̀ yìí dánsì gbòòrò ká tó máa lọ lálẹ́. And then when I come back, we start winding down. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹ má bínú pé a tètè bẹ̀rẹ̀ mo fi sọ. I'll be out again tomorrow. Mo kí gbogbo wa ní gbogbo ibi tí ẹ ti láǹfààní. Nigeria has killed a lot of the dreams, but I'm sure we will survive. Mo kí ìyá mi tó ṣe wọlé First Bank làwọn ti ṣiṣẹ́ kó tó retire wọn máa bá ń dúró tì í. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyá wa Instagram queenb_209 Ọ̀túnba Olúwaṣínà Atola Musiludeen and the rest. Ìyá mi Bísímà Kànjọ́lá, ìyá mi Tẹ́mítẹ́mí, all our beautiful mothers and our sisters. And as I said, we will get there. Mo kí Pastor Ṣọlá Dàda, mo kí àtòbí mi lọ́mọ, mo kí àwọn ìyàwó mi, mo kí àwọn ọmọ mi, mo kí gbogbo ọbalẹ̀ Yorùbá. Odò àgbèwà kò ní gbé ọ̀dàlẹ̀, tó bá jẹ́ mi náà ní ọ̀dàlẹ̀ bẹ̀ kò gbọ́dọ̀ gbé mi rárá. But one thing is, my media will continue to work back to back 24/7. Yorùbá nation no going back. Politics is not going to work. Kunle Bakers, both at type mo ko wa nbe. I can feel your energy. Thank you so much. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe sùúrù. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ sọ pé ìkọ̀kan lọ mọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ quiet. Ẹ̀yin lè feel bad. There's work going on, but there's less that we are told to say for now. But when the right time comes, the push will come back out again. But for now, Yoruba nation is the final solution. What to destroy Nigeria? Wọ́n ṣe lénìí, àwọn tó mọ̀nú Nigeria dáadáa, nígbà tó destroy ẹ̀tọ́, kí làákàyè wa bá ṣí, wọ́n gbé lọ sínú darkness, inú ẹ̀mí burúkú, oríṣiríṣi àǹjọ̀nú ló ti unleash sínú Nigeria tẹ́yìn wò yẹn. And we are fighting things that we cannot see with our naked eyes. And I'm taking you to another area now, but we're going to come out our 4 minutes left. Ntí ọ̀bá dẹ̀ rí, báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ bàjá? So tá a bá sọ pé àwọn kan ò gbọ́, it's because they are in darkness. A lot of powerful spiritual demonic things have been released in Nigeria for a very long time. And that's why it's proving difficult for some Yoruba people and Yoruba and Biafra and Arewa, Edo people, Middle Belt, Kanuri, to really understand the true mess up who that country is all about. Nigeria is love anybody, but the name of way, as a Kotawa why, the generation one, I'm a four, or somewhere, Okudieni, Ona Yalamasun, Kolonko Juasai. Thank you so much once again. As it's now 12:30 a.m. Barika de Jimo, Musulumi, the first Friday of Ramadan. Emishope, a Kijimo ni, Lasiko de Rekio, Ona Yalamasun, Kodaro. Eshegoni, Nunu Victoria Jibola Ojo, and the rest of everybody, Oela Masundaro.
Yorùbá nation yìí ti gbogbo wa ni kó má gbọ́dọ̀ bàjẹ́ torí kò sílùú mìíràn.
Life is so funny. You come with nothing, then fight for everything, and later leave everything and go back with empty hand. God is powerful.
Good night.